Okay, all right, yeah. Sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. The first question, what is cybersecurity? Because the people's, and as I mentioned, right, there are some people, they are from the different backgrounds, right, not from the IT background, so they are not aware of much about the cybersecurity and join this particular on the like free webinar, right? So for them, what is cybersecurity? So everyone, maybe you may have heard the cyber security, right? So there are a lot of stuff. The cyber security is like a very big topic. It is not like the small topics, right? So you maybe have heard in the news, or your mobile was hacked, your account was hacked, your social media accounts, or your bank account is hacked, or you are watching some the daily news, right? It may have some cyber security news. So what is cyber security? So the simple cyber security is the process of protecting IT infrastructure from cyber attacks. Protecting IT infrastructure from cyber attack. That is the first thing. The second thing, how much of the opportunity is required, right? So here, 82% of employee report a shortage of professional with the skill needed to protect against these threats. That is another thing. Why cyber security is important. Okay. And second thing, how much of the opportunities we have in the cyber security. Okay. What is the simple definition? Protecting the IT infrastructure from cyber attack. It is called as cyber security. Now, important question, what is IT infrastructure? Okay, so this is IT infrastructure. So if you may be in your home, you may have the router, right? We call it like Wi-Fi connection. We have taken home-based internet service. You may have the mobile, your laptops, or your desktop. It is also the type of IT infrastructure. Your tabs. So this is a personal IT infrastructure. If we are talking about one of the organization maybe have internet service there, so their employee can access the internet. So they will be have the routers. The second thing, they maybe have also the workstation servers. So now again, what is important here? If you see, if we are watching this particular diagram, right? So it is like a switch. What is sorry, router? What is router? We will be learning networking concept later, right? So once our training is started, what is router, what is switch, how this network will be built up, that we will be learning. But we are just understanding now. Okay, what is cyber security? So first we have to be understand network. So network is created using the different network devices, and some system are connected to each other. We will not go into this like details in the today's session, but we just want to understand the IT infrastructure. So IT infrastructure means your router, your switches that will help your devices to connect with each other. The second things, example here, your mobile, your computers, PC, phones, servers. So another simple diagram like this, IT infrastructure diagram. So this is example internet. If you want to access any website, www.google.com, how you can access the website from your system. First, if it is in your organization, you are working for company, okay, and accessing google.com, first it will be going to the switch is a network device. Then it will be going to the router. The router is again network device. And then it is going to the internet. Internet means again Google may have the router. Here, if you go, here will be one router will be there of the google.coms, and on that particular router in their company, they will have one server, and where the google.com website is hosted. Here, we are accessing that information from here, which is IT infrastructure. You will have the network devices, you will have the servers, you may have the workstations, uh, printers or scanners, some phones, mobile tabs, all this called as IT infrastructure. And what is cybersecurity? Protecting all these devices from cyber attack. That is called as cybersecurity. Okay. Now, very important thing is why cybersecurity is important. That is our next question. Why cybersecurity is important? So coming back to these particular diagrams, or example, this is like a particular diagram. Organizations want to protect this IT infrastructure from cyber attacks because hackers can come from remotely and hack this particular server and impacting this organization's reputations, impacting their business. And therefore, cyber security is important for them. Protect the IT infrastructure from cyber attacks. And therefore, cyber security is important. Why? Because in today's the world, all the businesses, if you check, mostly all the organization, they have their website, they have the support portal, so people can directly contact them. Their services they can directly access using the remotely. Even if you want to be tea, you can tea or the basic you want to order the tea or coffee, right? You can order it now remotely. So you place the order from your example from their website or from the different or like mobile apps. That mobile, what is this mobile apps? It is IT infrastructure, and organizations are using that particular the infrastructure for business. And every business, every company, when they're making the business, they always want to make sure that their business should be secure. When they're doing the business, that their business should not be disturbed. So take one example. You are ordering one of the company, example McDonald. You are ordering pizza from their shops from specific city. How you are ordering? You are ordering from your mobile. So you install their the mobile apps or third-party apps or the website. You order that, but what happened? Their apps is not working. Why? Because cyber attacker have hacked their website or their apps, and therefore it is down. So if it is down for sometimes, maybe half an hour, how much will impact happen? Their business will be impacted. Their business will not working. Take one second example. Internet banking service. Nowadays, banking is very, very important. All the transactions, right, all happening from the using the internet. We call it as a net banking. So think if one of the cyber attacks happen on the internet like bankings and their bank service is down and people are unable to access their banks using their mobiles, there will be like huge impact happen with the bank. And nowadays, all the businesses are running. There are much of the competition are there. So the every company, if they want to be sustained in their business, very important things they want, right? They want to be sustain their service long for longer duration. They should have to be secure their service. There should be no any disturbance in their business, and therefore cyber security is very, very important. Okay, so now what we said, we mentioned IT in what is cyber security. So simple terms for cyber security, protecting IT infrastructure from cyber attack. We understand what is IT infrastructure. Example, router, network, switches, all this is like called as IT infrastructure, protecting from cyber attacks. That we understand. Okay. Now next questions, what need to be protected? How cyber attacks is happening and what is the intention of cyber attackers to hack? So they just want to hack these three things called as CIA. In cyber security, that there will be one this triangle, and whole cyber security is depend on these three terminology: confidentiality, availability, and integrity. All these three words are all your cyber security are built on these three concepts. Confidentiality. Now, question is, what is confidentiality? Confidentiality means maintaining the privacy. What is privacy? Example, you are talking with some like one of the persons. That information is private. Example, you're talking with your girlfriend. That particular communication is a private. You don't want to display that particular communication with other people's. Why? Because you said like it is like a confidential, personal information. Again, your internet banking credential, login credentials, your internet banking username and password. If someone have that the particular detail, email can log in and transfer the money to his other bank. So you may be lost your money. Your social media accounts. Hacker hacked your account. Hack means he just hacked your account's confidentiality is broken because he got to know that what is your username and password. And because of this information, he can log in on behalf of you, access your social media what you call as this accounts, and he can use that particular account for malicious purpose. So the confidentiality means maintain the secrecy, maintain the privacy. Why confidentiality is important? Example, you are trying to log in. Example, you are here, okay, trying to access this internet banking service from here. And what hacker can generally do? Hacker can sit here. And when you're trying to log in from here to here, what will be the happen? There are the chances are that hacker can get these details, whatever your username and password, he can capture this traffic here. How he can capture the traffic and send this one? That is the part of our training. We will be learning that. So that traffic can be captured here. All the data can capture here. Okay, so the important things here, right? So maintain the confidentiality is very important in cybersecurity. Example, you are ordering something, example, the pizza from this particular platforms. So you trying to log in it. So what happen? If hacker have hacked this network traffic, he can capture your informations, right? And he can order on behalf of you. This is called as confidentiality. So simple definition for confidentiality is maintain the privacy, protect the information from unauthorized access. What is unauthorized access? Unauthorized access means your account is there, only you should have to be accessed. You are authorized because the account belongs to you. But someone else accessing your account, that is called as unauthorized. So internet banking or social media account is only belongs to you. It is personal for you. If you are accessing, that is called as authorized. But someone is accessing on behalf of you, it is called as unauthorized because the account is only belong to the single user. And if it is account is accessed by the single user, it's called as authorized. But if someone is accessing the accounts, that's called as unauthorized. So if any information that is like a confidential information, private information, and authorized entity is accessing, no problem for it. But unauthorized entity, unauthorized persons, example hacker accessing your confidential information, your confidentiality is broken. And organizations want to maintain this confidentiality. Example, internet banking. If you are the customer, you should have to be logging to your internet banking. You can make the transactions, you can remove the money, you can add the money. You can withdraw money or you can deposit the money. Why? Because the account belongs to you. This is confidential between you and bank. But if someone accessing this information, the confidentiality will be broken. And it is organizational responsibility to protect your information from unauthorized access. It's called as confidentiality. Second is called as integrity. What is integrity? So example, in your account, internet banking account, for example, you have the 10,000 USD in your bank accounts. Okay, what happened? Hacker logging to your information or other persons like hack the IT, like their network infrastructure, and he modified this 10,000 amount into like he mentioned zero here. Unauthorized modifications to the information. Or what happened? He accessed your example. What happens? Sometimes hacker logging, like they capture your username and password, they log into your accounts, and later they modified your username and password. They modified password, or they modified your mobile number. They modified your email. So the next time you will not have access for your account. What is this called as? This called as unauthorized modification in the informations, alterations. If, for example, you log into your bank account, you change your password, you change your mobile, you change your email number, email ID, you change your information, that is okay because you are authorized to change that information. But if someone is accessing on behalf of you and modifying the informations, that information called as unauthorized modification. And that unauthorized modification should not be have to be happens. And that is again organization responsibility to protect their customers and their IT infrastructure for unauthorized modification. That means integrity should be maintained by organization. And last one is availability. What is availability? Availability means, example, internet banking. It is organization responsibility to maintain internet banking all the 24/7 for their customers. But what happened? Because of some cyber attacks happen and bank service are not available, for example, for 1 hour, 2 hour, or 5 hour, or one day. What happened? Their service is not available. So whom their service should be available? For their customers. If there is no customer, no problem. But if it is the customer, that means authorized person, he has access for that particular service, that service will be available whenever user requires that service. Example, you want to order the pizza. So pizza services, example, the McDonald's service is 24/7. So their app should working properly. If their app is have hacked and therefore the service is unavailable, what is this called as? This called as availability is broken. So in cyber security, it is maintaining confidentiality, integrity, and availability. It is called as cyber security. And hacker want to break confidentiality, integrity, or availability. And all cyber attacks, right? Different cyber attacks will be happen for this. Either they want to hack, like maintain, like hack the confidentiality, or they want to modify unauthorized modification into your data, or breaking the availability. Reason can be anything that we will be learning in our course. Why attacker or cyber hacker, like the attackers want to perform cyber attacks on organization? The one reason may be financial gain. Financial gains means they want to be like compromise some customers' accounts to hack their account balance to for financial benefits. Someone may be hacking because he want to disturb the organization's reputations. So reason can be, there are many reasons for the cyber attacker why they want to perform the cyber attacks. Okay, so in the simple, cyber security means maintaining confidentiality, integrity, and availability of your IT infrastructure. Then your IT infrastructure can be network devices, like router or switch, or it can be the computer. The computer can be workstations, or it can be servers. Workstations means, example, this is called as PC. What is PC? What is full form of PC? Anyone? PC.
Personal computer.
It's called as
Personal computer.
computer. Correct. It's called as personal computer. The personal computer means this particular computer belongs to a single person, and he can use this particular for his personal use. The personal use maybe is like a private work, or it can be for organizations like office work. But dedicated this particular computer. So computer, it can be personal computer, it can be laptop, or it can be a desktop. Okay, another is called as server. This is also one computer. What is the server? Server means this particular server is not only for single person. This computer is only used for the single person. Example, your mobile. Your mobile is personal. It is belongs to you. You can only use for yourself. But if it is a server, example, this is another computer. It hosted one website here on this particular computer, google.com. Who can access the google.com? Billions of people can access the google.com from their PCs. So this, what is the meaning of their server definition? Server is not for the single use, it is for multiple people to access specific service, example google.com, or like order the pizza or internet banking. The application or software installed on this particular computer, and that computer are helping millions of people to access this particular service. It's called a server. We will be learning this in our course. Protecting from CIA from confidentiality, integrity, and availability of this IT infrastructure. Maybe what happened, this router, right? This is very important router for your organization or for you. If hack router, and whatever the data is going from here or coming here, if he captured that data, your confidentiality is broken. Another attacks happen. What happen? When example you are accessing the website here, example PC from your computer here, you are accessing google.com. But request goes here, that particular traffic, and he modified that your google.com request. And instead of this going to the google.com, hacker have sent the traffic to the malicious website, and malware is downloaded from here. What happened? He changed the traffic here. It is called as integrity is broken. And what is availability? The example availability example means hacker have hacked this router and shut down this particular router. Now what happened? When you're trying to access the internet, it will be not working because your router is not functioning properly. What happened? You are expecting you should have to use internet because you are paying to your ISP, internet service provider, but your router is not working because hacker has hacked that router and you shut down the router. Router is not working. Therefore, you cannot access the internet. You should have to be, because router working 24/7. So your availability of the service is impacted. The similar thing for this computer. You can have this particular computer, access the confidential information, so confidential will be broken, or modifying your computer information, or shut down this particular computer, or encrypting your data, so the data will be not available for you. So attacks can happen on the every there are different types of cyber attacks will be there. Okay, so this is called as CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. What are the different cyber attacks will be happen on this confidentiality, integrity, and availability? That is the types of cyber attacks. The one can be happen example malware attacks. Malicious software installed on your computer and it can be broken your computer. CIA, intention of cyber attacker what you want to perform. Ransomware is another type of malware types. What this malware generally do, ransomware, he will be hacking your computer, encrypt the data. What is now again? What is encryptions? We have to be learn this in our training. We will be learning cryptography. It is part of the important concept in cyber security, cryptography, that we will be learning. Man-in-the-middle attack. You that we just discussed. This and this hacker is seated between this, and he can whatever you are transferring, you are communicating with the two person. I'm gonna hack your communication and looking this data. It's called as man-in-middle attack. Man-in-middle attack. Okay, so there are different types of cyber attacks. Phishing, like most common is like you are receiving the some phishing email, it may have malicious URL or attachment. Another types of the cyber attacks. Example, hackers will be hacking your organization IT infrastructure using maybe phishing or spamming, or you may be hacking your storage devices, your network devices, router switches, or maybe your cloud infrastructure can be hacked, or your application, example, internet banking, or you are ordering pizza, that application hacked. Website is hacked. It's coming here is application security. Data privacy is very important. Your data is very important. Example, the bank, their customer data is very important for them. So protecting the data. Okay. Now we just discussed in the basic what is cybersecurity to protect your digital asset. It can be your computer, it can be server, it can be your network devices, router switches, it can be your data center, cloud, wherever it is put, no problems. But it is a digital asset. Your mobile, your tab, your smartwatch, IoT devices hacked and using it for cyber attacks is called as cyber. To protect it, your IT digital asset from cyber attacks is called as cyber security. And for cyber security, there are three concepts: CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. To maintain confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the organizations to protect it from cyber attacker is called as cyber security. The simple definition. Okay. Now another important, why cyber security is important. The simple definition here, right? The one specific question: companies can't afford to not have a cyber security continue to through economic downturn. What is meaning of this particular word? Can companies or the businesses what they generally they want to do or not maintain a cyber security in their organization? Is they want? Answer is no. They want to maintain cyber security in their organization. Why? Because they have to be protected this IT infrastructure. If they are not protecting this IT infrastructure, what will be the problem? They will be not making a business. Example, bank. Bank is not a cyber security service provider company. Their main business is banking service. But cyber security is important for them because cyber attackers are continuously performing cyber attacks on their IT infrastructure to hack their business. And their work is not a cyber related to cyber security, but cyber security is very, very important for them. They have to be they have to be hire the cyber security people, the cyber security teams. They have to be purchase the cyber security tools and protecting their IT infrastructure from cyber attacker. The second business may be manufacturing business or any business. It can be IT related or un-IT related. Nowadays, all the businesses, it will be your financial the business, example banks or the different financial institutes. IT infrastructure is important. Your healthcare, example, hospitals. Have you seen any hospital? They don't have computer. The receptionist is seated there. You're asking your, hey, please give you mentioned your details to that particular receptionist. The patient numbers, patient detail, like the patient details, how many the bills is happens. So you given the bills. Computer, whenever the computer are there in business, their security is important. You go to the hotels and hotel ask you, hey, you want to make the payments? They have given the bills using the computers. IT are coming there. Cyber security is important. So therefore, all the businesses, right? It can be manufacturing industry, it can be the healthcare industry, example hospitals, banking industries, or insurance industries, or any industry where computer is there. Cyber security is important. Okay. Now another questions, like some people they are asking, how many opportunities are there in cyber security? Because example nowadays, right? There are some people they are coming from non-IT background. They said like one simple word IT, but in IT there are thousands of different jobs. Some are related to software development, some are related to software testing, some are related to the example of the network related, IT infrastructure related, cloud related, or data science. There are thousands of different jobs are there. Okay. But example, in this particular case, take one example. This is a bank. If they have developed the software, banking software, what they can generally do? They can develop their software from software development company. Example, TCS, Infosys, Indian companies. They build software for one of the banks and provided that software to this particular bank. Okay. Here, software development is required because they are using the software here. But how they is bank have developed this particular software? Answer is no. They have asked this to, hey, please provide the software service. We want to develop the banking software. You can design the software for us. The company have designed the software and given the software to you. They install the software on example of this particular server. Where is the server? Example, this is the server. They install the software here. Now, all these are the servers. They install software here. Their work is finished. But After installing the software, is any job is like similar job required? If the development is required? No. Once you develop the software, right, you will not require the hundred of people. Example, 100 people are developing this particular software. So they have taken like 6 months, develop this particular software. 100 people have developed this particular software and given to this particular bank. Now banks require 100 people. Answer is no. They will not require this 100 people. Maybe they will just require 5% to maintain this particular software. If any error was occurred, these 5 people can remove that error. If they want to add some functionality in this one, these 5 people are there to provide the services. The similar thing about cyber security teams. Can cyber security teams working just like this software development? You work for this particular bank for only for 6 months, protected this particular bank, and later they decided we don't require cyber security team. Is it anyone? Example, hire cyber security teams and they developed the program. They protected the like the cyber security. The program was developed. People have protected cyber security team have protected this particular organization for 6 months. After 7 months, organization decided we don't require this cyber security team. We don't want to be this particular teams. Remove these particular people. Why? Because we don't have the budget. Our recession situation was awkward. Example here, the software development. Example, this bank want to be developed the extra features. So they hire example 10 persons to do this banking upgradation is required for the software. But what they say, now recession time was there, the recession was there, we don't have the budget. Why? We want to remove this 10 persons. Is any impact for banking? Answer is no. Because already bank is working, their software is already working. What they decided, they want to give the extra service to the bank, therefore they hire. What they said, we would want to like give that want to be given that extra service. Why? Because later, whenever we have the budget, when the recession will be remote, we will be hiring the teams again, and then we will add the extra features. But now we just want to maintain our business, sustain our business. The similar things for cyber security teams. Can they fire these cyber security teams? Hey, we don't want cyber security teams now. We don't want to do that. Can they do that? I'm asking the questions to everyone. The bank, they hire initially cyber security teams, and when the recession is comes and they said we don't want cyber security teams, they are firing them. Is it can bank do that?
No, they
Why?
can't do it.
Yeah, correct. They don't know. They should not have to be fire the peoples. Answer is why. Another question. Why?
Because they need a security for the transaction and for the bank. That's why.
Right. Example, this particular business, right? When they giving this particular services, and they said here, hey, we want to maintain our business. We don't want to add extra. Therefore, they are not budgeting there for extra stuff because of budget limitation, because of business impact. But they cannot do this for cyber security because they want to maintain the service. If they want to be maintaining their business, cyber security is important. Therefore, if you see in the last like 1.5 years, right, there was recession after the COVID. There many people they have left their jobs. Mostly, if you see the which people are mostly impacted in IT, I'm talking about IT, IT infrastructure, like IT related jobs. Which are the most impactable peoples? Can anyone answer this question? Which maybe in your friend may have lost their jobs. If you understand they are working with which particular domain, anyone have like this experience? Your friend have left the jobs from which particular
Software
domain?
software developer people have lost their jobs.
Software developers. The correct. Anyone like other they have the experience, your friend or maybe your relatives have lost the job?
Excuse me, three. Do you mean if they lost the job in the IT sector?
Yeah, I'm asking about IT. Yeah, IT. Yes, correct. In IT infrastructure or in IT domain, which particular domain people have lost their jobs in recession? That was my question. So the one answer we came from the like software development. It can be the Python developer or the Java developer or a PHP developer. There are thousands of different developers will be there. We called it just we're taking the category software development. Yeah, okay.
There was.
There was right. So most impactable people are here in the software development people have lost their jobs. Why? Because the company, they don't want to be add extra features. But they said, hey, whenever we have the budget next times, we will be hiring the software developer and we will start the budgeting. But now we don't want to be spend the extra money. Okay. Another peoples have lost their jobs. Software testing peoples. So what is software testings? Once you develop the software, that software functionality need to be tested. And another team is came into the picture. That's called a software testing. So if software developer, you are not working, you are not developing software, again, there is no software testing is required. The second people have lost their jobs are software testing peoples. Okay, so now recession was there. People have lost their jobs because of this one reason, because there was no business and company don't want to spend their monies on extra things. And cyber security is not a extra thing. It is inbuilt.
It is in what?
Right, yeah, yes. Because you want to sustain your business, you have to be maintain the cyber security. Take one example. This is the bank. Okay, and bank not they don't have cyber security teams. Single cyber attack happen and hack these particular servers, and all their data is goes. What happen? Their business will be goes here.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I just want to ask here a really, really quick question, and possibly all my colleagues as well in our class here could help. I somehow have a feeling, especially when you're not from the IT background, that, for example, when you see a AI tool or, for example, an IT company, it doesn't come to our mind that they need a cybersecurity person. But I'm not talking about the corporates. I guess for corporates, of course, they need. But when it comes to, for example, IT companies, because the more we learn about IT, about cybersecurity, the more we believe that cybersecurity is not only important, but it's needed, it's necessary. But the question is, do companies as well in the IT sector, normal companies, not corporates, normal companies, to also realize the necessity, and you also need this? I don't know. I'm just asking this about actually to everyone, and of course you first.
Good, yeah, good question. Yes. So what's your basic, if I understand your questions, right? Which are the companies they will require cyber security? So example, banks is the financial one, they require cyber security. Answer is correct. Okay. But if one of the company, they are developing software development company or IT service provider company, are they required the cyber security? The answer is yes. Example,
Yes.
this particular software designed by
They
one
protect
software
their personal
engineer
information.
by
So most of the company also employ the IT technicians to protect their personal information. Not only businesses. There's a lot of things.
what we mentioned that, right? Whatever is related to your IT infrastructure, the company is another thing. But if you have the computer, that computer can be used by many companies. It can be used by the financial companies. It can be used by the healthcare. It can be used by the any types of companies, corporate or the personal or any cyber security is required for everyone. Those who have the digital assets, cyber security is required. Why? Because take one example. If you in your mobile there is no internet, is it possible hackers to hack your mobile remotely? Answer is no, because you don't have internet. But another question I'm asking: in today's world, in your mobile there is no internet. Are you using your mobile? Answer is no. If there is no internet, it is called like is like a the you will be throw that particular mobile in dustbin. Why? Because nowadays internet is a basic service. It is required for everyone. And if you are coming with the internet, with the IT infrastructure, digital assets, cyber security is very, very important. And therefore, lot of opportunity will be there for you. I will be coming into this another questions like in the later slide, right? Where which are the particular organizations will require cyber security and why? I will be coming and answering this particular question in the slide. Okay. So we'll continue our discussion. Okay. Another important thing is about now we learn about what is just understand the what is cyber security, why cyber security is required. Okay. Now we want to learn understand how much of the cyber security opportunities are there in market. So this is the one of the report, right? It just happened like they got this report 2, 3 months before by one of these. The Fortinet is like a global company. They make the survey, they make the research, and they find out this particular report. And what they mentioned, they provided this report 2023 cybersecurity skill gap. I will be opening that particular report here. This particular report. Later, I will be sharing this report with everyone. So maybe you can read this particular report and understand what they're talking. Like this, very simple. You will not require like cybersecurity knowledge for this. This is a general report. Everyone can understand. What they mention here, right? They mention that what are the challenges are there in cybersecurity. The first challenge in cybersecurity, they mention about the skilled people's skill gap. How we understand there are a lot of opportunity are there in the cyber, like related to cyber security. But the biggest problem where in the cyber security, one, the people shortage. There are a lot of people shortage are there. And second challenge is I again here. If I open this particular the document here, you see right. The findings here report clearly so that finding in 2023 cybersecurity skill gap report clearly so that organizations, companies are fighting. They are struggling to battle against cyber attacks, cyber threats, inaccuracy, more breaches, more cyber attacks generally happens. Why? Because they needed a skilled professionals and continuing struggling to fill the key positions. Organizations are facing the biggest problem in cybersecurity. There are a lot of opportunity are there in cybersecurity, but organizations are facing the problems to hire the skilled, experienced professional peoples. That is the biggest challenge in cybersecurity. The recent survey that 5 millions of the cybersecurity jobs are open. The positions are not filled. Why? Because there are no peoples are there. There are many people, they said, hey, we want to apply for the jobs for cybersecurity. We want to move from the another domains to cybersecurity, but company are not hiring them. They're not hiring the freshers. Why? Because for understanding the cyber security, right, it's required the experience, it required the knowledge. And your company, they don't have the skilled resources to train their people, to give them experience. So therefore, cyber security is like a challenging for organizations. Is easy because if you're like apply nowadays, right? There are many people they lost their jobs. Example, security like software developer, testers, or they lost their jobs. If they got the opportunity in cybersecurity, they are ready to work there. They want to switch in cybersecurity, but companies are not giving the jobs to them. Why? Because they are considering you are a fresher, you don't have the cybersecurity knowledge and experience. You don't have the professional skill that required to protect our organization from cyber attacks, and therefore we cannot hire you. Because if we hire you and we have to give you the training for 2 months or 3 months, we don't have that people to provide you the training, because it also requires the extra fee, like extra resources. And that is the biggest challenge. And this report, they have mentioned this information. How the attacks is happening? The cyber attacks happen, right? So 80% of cyber attacks happen using the phishing, or their password is broken, or malware infection happen. Okay, so they have to like this. The detailed report is read like the mention here. You can read this particular report. We will be coming back to with our discussions here. There will be like different types of cyber attacks will be happen, and organizations want to be higher the skilled people. So this is the regional how many breaches happen? In example, in the North America, this affects Latin America, the eastern side. So if you see all the global, right, facing the cyber attack. what board of director, right? The company's board of director, right? They want 83% of board director recommended increasing IT security headcount. They want to hire the cyber security persons. And how many? 83% of all the types of organization, not only like related to the finance or banking related, no. All the types of the companies can be manufacturing, can be helping any like all the corporate companies, right? They want to be their directors, their management want to hire the cyber security people to protect their organization from cyber attack. If we see here, right? The board of concerned group is organization size. 93% are asking question about cyber security, that one of the greatest organization with all the stuff. Yeah, 90% of leaders will be willing to pay for employees to get certification. Another important thing in cyber security, companies are paying the highest salaries. Also, they are providing the certification cost because they want to be their employees should be experienced. They should have to be knowledge, and organizations are ready to pay for them. Okay, if you see here, cyber attack, cyber security predictions. So into 2024, 2025, 2026 for 3 years. If you see, 40% of all cyber attacks will be linked to the session hijacking. So this is like a special type of cyber attacks will be generally happen. If you see the day by day, right, cyber attacks are happening. Is the cyber security talent shortage or price or like shortage, crisis or opportunities? So this will be like opportunities for the people, right? They want to start their career in cyber security, even in the recent situations. So when we're talking about the other IT related domains, right, and we're comparing them to the cyber security one, okay, so one very important thing is that what are the challenges for IT jobs? First, that we discuss about example, the software development jobs, testing jobs, or other IT jobs. The one problems they have recessions. Because of recessions, organization don't have the budget, so they don't want to be the spend for the extra things. They want to just sustain the business. Therefore, they fire their peoples, their employees. The second challenge will be occur in the comings in next 2025 and 2026. What was that challenge? Anyone? Another problems will be occurred after these recessions. A
AI.
lot of people will lost their jobs. What may be the main reason for the losing their jobs? Anyone? What do you think?
Because of AI.
Inflation.
Very good. Because of AI. What is AI?
Artificial intelligence.
We called it as artificial intelligence,
Yes.
right? Or what is artificial intelligence? So because of this artificial intelligence, right, the AI machine learning, lot of people will again lost their jobs. Why? Example, developers. You go here in logging to the ChatGPT example here. Please write software. What software you want to write? Example, I just want to write the software program, simple program to add two values. He will be write it down this software program within the how many time it just takes? It just takes 10 seconds to write it down this particular program for you. If you ask him, hey, please write it down the thousands of lines the software program, it will be writing down the software programs in the well manner with the professions. Example, if you the like one software developer, the fresher he joined, when you writing the software, right, he will be not following all the parameters because of the experience. But another like the 10-year software developer writing the code, he may be developing the software, writing the code in a such way that he will following all their the software development methodologies, the practices generally following. But if you ask the chat GPT to write it down the code, right, he will be have like a experienced guys and writing the code. So write it down this particular code for human, it will take a 10 minutes to write this particular code, compile and all these stuffs. Again, the error will be there. But for simple programs to write it down for chat GPT, it's just taking 10 seconds. And if you're giving the inputs to this particular the AI, right, it can be written down the thousands of lines of code within the 1 minute or 2 minutes. So what we will there? Now organizations will not require thousands of developers. The simple use AI, hire some people, they can use this chat GPT, they can ask the chat GPT or this AI, hey, I want to write it of this particular programs. They will be giving this particular code to them, and then just copy paste this particular the code into their software, compile it, and software will be ready. That will be like the biggest problems will be happening in the futures, coming futures, to lost the people. So therefore, AI is very, very important for organizations to the peoples, right? The mostly for the IT peoples. They have to look for this chat GPT. If you are not upgraded with the chat GPT, you will be losing your jobs. But can cyber security replace the AI can replace cyber security? Answer is no. Why?
Why?
Example, you are seated here, okay? You are doing some attacks configurations, or like you are doing analysis. You can ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to, example, phishing email analysis. You ask, analyze the phishing email, but ChatGPT cannot take the actions. If this particular email is malicious or not, because human interface will be required here to take the decisions. So in cyber security, you can use a ChatGPT, you can use AI to forward to detect the malwares, to detect the cyber attacks, to improve your detection capabilities, but it cannot be completely replaced. The second problems, cyber security is also required for AI, because this is a machine learning technology here. And if AI can be also used, attacker can also use AI, artificial intelligence, for performing cyber attacks on your organization. AI may have the vulnerabilities, and to protect it, again, the cyber peoples are required. Right? So therefore, impact will be happen for the ChatGPT or the AI, right? It will impact happen on all the industries. Even cyber security will be impacted by ChatGPT, but not like the other domains, because you cannot completely replace. Because human interface is required. You have to be decide this legitimate or not. You need to be understand your environment. Okay. Coming back to our discussion here. Cyber security is important. Now we understand cyber security is important for some corporate companies. Are cyber security is also important for government? That is this particular slide we are discussing. My question here is the government, example, US government or Indian government, cyber security is required? If yes, why?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
required.
100%, yeah, 100%.
For government, 100% cyber security is required. Why? Because nowadays, right, the attacks, the real-time threats, or some war, right? Previously the physical war generally happens. The example, Russia and Ukraine war happens, right? But in the future, this type of war will not happen. The war will be happen between the countries to country, or the government to government, is cyber war. So what is cyber war? The example, the another countries, the government trying to hack the website. Example, Russia. They hacked many website of this Russia, like the Ukraine's. Ukraine also have many website of the Russia. So they hack their banking industry. They hack their many websites. Their businesses are lost. Their revenue was lost. There was financial huge loss happens. Why? Because of cyber attacks. And in the future, like upcoming future, right? Cyber war will be happens. And this war can be happens any times. 24/7 cyber attacks can happen. Why? The simple reason here is, if there was physical attacks happen, organizations can understand where the attack is happening, who is performing the cyber attacks. Oh, sorry, the physical attacks. Example, Russia and Ukraine, they're performing war, right? So whole world know that what is the problems and who is performing, where the attacks is generally happens. But example, if cyber attack is generally happen, it is very hard to know that who is performing cyber attacks, because anonymous in internet, in digital world, it is very, very hard to know that where the attack is generally happening. And it is very challenging you to prove that who is performing cyber attacks. And therefore, it is very easy, right, to perform the cyber attacks. And therefore, there will be a lot of cyber attacks will be happening. So example for organizations, example for the government, critical infrastructure, gas services are very critical for organizations, for the government. Their space, there are some like government agencies, the space, example in US, NASA, or India, ISRO, there are like different countries, like they have their government agency for space programs. Everything is happening using internet. If their program was hacked, millions of amount they will be losing, revenue will be lost. Why? Because of this information. So take one example, this NASA has sent one satellite into the space. That space, some hacker have hacked this particular satellite, and they got that information. Millions of the dollar will be lost.
Oh.
The second thing, NASA are developing example. I'm just giving example, just taking one like NASA, like many people are aware about this particular agency. They watch in the movies, right? So example, they are planning in 2030, they are working on one of the confidential project. And they don't want to disclose this particular information to other countries. Why? Because other countries can also start working on that particular idea. Therefore, they want to maintain that confidentiality. But what happened? One of the cyber attacks happened from another government, and they got to know that this particular government are planning to work on this particular project. And before NASA are launching in 2030 their product, another organizations or another government launched another particular satellite in 2000, example 27, because they're working like in the night, make the business, and they come up with the ideas. The second thing, example, take one example, your government have a lot of automated stuffs. Example, gas pipeline, it is completely automated. Supply of the gas, or your signals, right? The road traffic signals. So there are some, if you, I'm not sure, there are some, the cyber war, the movies are there, mostly the Hollywood movies. The one of the, I think, I'm not remember that movie's name. That mostly for cyber attacks, right? The online cyber attacks. So their signal are generally hacked, right? The road signals are hacked, and there's like a lot of problem generally happens. So this type of the problems will be happens if there is no cyber security for government. And very, very important things for cyber, like for the government, is to maintain the cyber security. Another important thing, when organizations are getting their citizen information, example, their passport information, or their the security service number, example, their Aadhaar number, their tax number, their address, these are the private informations, personal informations, and it is organizations, the government responsibility to maintain that particular information securely. So when they're collecting the information, that information should need to be maintained. And to maintain that particular information, cyber security are very, very important. Why? Because they have the national security is very, very important, need to be maintained, critical IT infrastructure. They have to maintain the citizens' private information, the data privacy with generally their law enforcement and investigation. Another important thing, because government are creating some IT laws. What IT law said? They said that the organizations have to maintain their customer private information. Privacy is very important. If government is making the law for private government, for the private organization, they also have to follow their law. Election integrity, another problem. If you're taking the remote, like example, their system, right? Economic stability. So there are a lot of like stuffs are there that mention that cyber security is very, very important for government. And therefore, if you are interested to work in cyber, like in the government, you want to be apply for that. If you have the cyber security knowledge, you can apply for the government job as well, because government are also hiring the cyber security peoples. So you know, maybe you know the cyber cell, the another the department have started by every the districts, they are creating the cyber cell, and in that cyber cell in upcoming future they want to hire the skilled cyber security professional, cyber security analyst, to investigate if one of the user, example their citizen, they mention that their account is hacked, their mobile is hacked, you reported that particular the case into the cyber cell, they will be investigating who has hacked the system, what impact is generally happen, and that's support, right? So that for that, in the government, there are a lot of opportunity will be there in the coming future for cyber security peoples. For corporate, you already understand, for corporate, right? Cyber security is very, very important. But every IT infrastructure, every company, because they want to do the business, cyber security is very, very important. Another thing is that, right? This example, nowadays, all the businesses, they are accepting the money online payment. So you go with any country, you go into the Asia Pacifics, you go to the Europe, the Europe, you go to the US, or you go to the Philippines or the Australia or anywhere. If you observe, right, after the COVID, the pandemic, organizations, right, the transactions values are increased. So if you see here, right, the previous in 2028, just like 1% people are making their like online payments, but 19 is like increase. And after COVID, right now there is no 23 data is like mentioned here. It will be like here. If you're spending, you just require the cards, and when you're using the cards, you're making online payment. Cyber security is critical for organizations, for that particular company, to
Can I
protect
ask a question
your card
here?
data. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Because I guess for us, or for, let's say, cybersecurity applicants, something like that seems completely logical. And my question is, it should also be logical for e-commerce companies, companies who work with financial institutions, financial transactions, etc. Right? I'm also in the business field and in the e-commerce business, so we can sense this. But my question is, because sometimes, for example, we might find that there are some companies, but they do not really advertise or post jobs about cyber security. So the first question that comes to my mind is, do those companies not feel kind of scared or the responsibility toward their cybersecurity, or they might, or do they not, or are they actually aware enough with the necessity with cyber? Because I guess what you say to us, or maybe to me, Jacob myself, is pure logic. You know, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like pure logic, and it's absolutely no true. But how about the organizational side? And that what triggers my thought a little bit. And why I'm asking me this, because sometimes I see an important organization, but they do not really post jobs about cybersecurity.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, yeah, the good question. Yes. So companies, right? Example, financial institutes. They know that cyber security is very important for them. So they have the big budget. They're hiring the peoples. Okay, because they know that how much is the impact for like importance for them. But there are some industries, they are not taking cyber security seriously. And in that particular case, what happened? Attackers always want to hack the systems. And which system they can hack? Later, we will be learning in our course. If you want to hack any computer, any organization, IT infrastructure, you will be required. What is required? There should be some one entity should be required there. Without that, hacker cannot hack the systems. And there is a one technical word will be there. So maybe some people say right here, they have from cybersecurity background. That word is very important to hack your system. What is that? Anyone?
Data. domain. I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
example,
IP address.
IP is okay, right? You are connecting for that one. But one thing is very important for hackers to get that. Using that, without that, they cannot hack. That's called as vulnerability.
Yeah,
Later, we'll
That is
discuss
vulnerability.
vulnerability.
Vulnerability, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The weaknesses, I guess.
Right. So there
Yeah,
should be some
you're right.
limitations. There should be some limitations where hacker can taking the advantages and hacking the systems. Okay. So what happened for the commercial companies, one right example, the financial companies, what they generally do, they're taking care to remove the vulnerabilities. And when they don't have the vulnerabilities, right, because of they have the proper cyber security teams and they maintain their security. Okay. But what happened? Now, attacker are generally what they generally do, they finding the vulnerability. And what do you think? Where will be vulnerability will be there? Vulnerability will be there in that particular organizations where there is no security. Their vulnerability will be there, and using that they can hack they can hack their IT infrastructure. It can be website, it can be mobile, it can be server or workstation or computers. Example, in your computer or in your mobile there is no antivirus. You accessing, like, click on some advertisement,
Yeah.
malicious website access, malware is download. You're not aware about that. Your
Malware.
your
Yeah,
mobile is
malicious script.
correct. So what is the problem happen here? The good security practice said that you should have the antivirus installed in your mobile and that should be up to date to protect you from malware. But you're not the one person, he is not caring about cyber security. What happened? His mobile already hacked.
Yeah,
The similar things
and
happen for the
there's
organizations, right?
malicious.
There are some
Yeah,
organizations are not taking cyber security seriously, and because of that, they are paying the more monies. Example, you have opened one hotel, okay, and you are not you don't have any cyber security programs in your hotel. What happened? You accepting the money because you have to pay, like the people have to pay the money online, and you have make that particular facility or application. You develop an application. Now what happened? You collecting the information of your customers for their payings. So you maintain their email address, you maintain their mobile number. There are example of our address to for pickup, right? To give, like, complete the order. So this information you collecting and you don't have cyber security. And what you said, I doesn't care about the business. Even if I lost the business, no problem for me. If my confidentiality is broken, my integrity is broken, or availability is broken, my service is not available, maybe customer maybe not coming to me, I doesn't care for it. That may be like one case. But the second case is that what is the IT law said in US or in India or many countries? People, do you know what is GDPR? Some people, you may have heard the GDPR.
The
It is for,
GDPR is
yeah,
like
go
the
ahead.
road. Yeah, it's like I guess it's like the RODO, like the personal protection of the data, right? If I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
So it is said that data protection, for which example, if you are a European citizen and any company, it is can be European or non-European companies across the globe, any company, when you are collecting the European citizen data, it is your responsibility to maintain their data, to maintain their data privacy. And if you want to maintain their data privacy, you should have cyber security programs. That is the part of GDPR. If you are not following, example, if you are unable to protect the European citizen data, if you are not comply with the GDPR, you will have the financial loss. What is the financial loss? Maybe will be losing the revenue of the particular companies. So you have to pay to the European, that the particular board. So here, what is this particular requirement called as? This is called as regulations. You don't want to be maintain cyber security internally, but laws, regulations are asking you to have to be cyber security is important. If you are unable to that, you have to pay the huge penalties. Example, if you remember in Europe, right, Google and the European Union fighting for data privacy. Later, there are like the huge amount of pay by the Googles for European citizens. Like, sorry, the Union, because of the data privacy. Why? Because if you want to make the business in ourselves, right, or you want to like collect the information of our citizen, it is your responsibility to maintain data privacy. And therefore, coming back to your questions, right, there are some companies, they are not taking cyber security seriously, so they will be have the huge penalties. And once they hacked, they have the financial penalties, then they will be hiring like people say, now we want to hire the cyber security peoples, right? So in the coming future, you will be see that, right, within the next 3 to 5 years, all the companies, they will be hiring cyber security team, and mostly the SOC operations, SOC analyst teams, to maintain the cyber security in their organization, because you don't have any other choice. The one important things to maintain your business, you will require cyber security. Second thing, even you don't want to maintain your cyber security in your business, your reputations or your business, but if you are making the business, regulation was there. You are making financial or you're making any business, no problems. You're collecting the your customer data, you have to be protected that. And you know that, right? Any company, it can be IT company, non-IT company, manufacturing, or any company, ultimately they are providing services to whom? Who is their customer? Customer will be definitely what? Person. Peoples, right? Example, your manufacturing company, they are making designing the car. When they're purchasing the car, like the example, they're selling the car, whom they're selling, definitely selling this car to particular person. That person can be in any country. Insurance companies providing services to, again, citizen, person. Example, the software development company providing the services to another company. But when they're providing the services to another company, where the people will be there, the name of the person, director or company person will be there. Mobile number will be there for that particular companies. Again, the impact will be there, right? So therefore, all the companies will be impacted by this data privacy. And data privacy said that cyber security is required for all the companies because they're collecting citizen information. Okay. Another important thing, cyber security, right here. Importance of cyber security in businesses. Why is required for cyber security? So first, if you say protect business goodwill. Example, we just take example bank. If continuously banking servers are hacked and service is impacted, their customer will not happy and they will be moving from one company to one bank to another bank. Similar to the example IT company, when they're providing the IT services, their service like impacted by the hackers. Again, the next time the company, right, they will be hiring another for like a company to give for their services. So therefore, to maintain your the business, right, cyber security is important. Another important thing is boost the security. Example, the productivity. If you are providing some services, right, you are adding some services. Example, previously, bank are not providing online net banking service. They just started ATMs to giving example ATM services. But later, they understand that net banking is very, very important. And now this, what is this net banking? Is like a extra productivity. And when you are adding some productivity, extra services, cyber security is very important. Take one example. If no internet banking, no cyber security, too much of cyber security will be required. But if you are adding extra features, cyber security is very important. Another, what we discussed just now, GDPR or the US or the India, how the regulations, right? That there was law to protect the data privacy, which called as regulatory bodies. Example, bank. When the one of the bank, they are making the banking business. So when they're making the banking business, they will be required the license. So example, if you're in India and you want to open one of the bank, you will require the license from RBI. So in India, Reserve Bank of India is the government entity, the government agency. They are providing license, banking license to you. And when they're providing the license to you, they mention that you have to maintain, you have to follow their compliance. And there one of the compliance areas to protect the citizens' informations, protect their financial informations. And cyber attack is the one challenge, one risk for that. So you should have to be cyber security programs. Similar to the US also have the same things. Every country, right, they have the central bank, the regulations, similar for license or what, like, sorry, the insurance company or other companies, right? So regulatory bodies are very important, and they mention cyber security is very important for them. Improve the data management, the training, all these stuff, right? So there are very important things, like all these are the important factors, right? Example, one of the like one of the company, right? They develop their web. For example, Amazon.com, Amazon.com. All their business happening from this particular company, like website. If their website was down or website was hacked, then all the business will be impacted. So therefore, to maintain this, cyber security is very, very important. And if you see another slide here, how cyber crimes are generally happens. The cyber attack, different thing from cyber crime. This is like a crime happenings. So previously there are crime happens, right? The physical crime generally happens, but nowadays the high like this, so people are started performing cyber crimes. Example, terrorist. Now they are performing cyber attacks, cyber crimes. To get some information. Example, what happened? One of the users, the account is hacked, got some confidential informations. Example, there's some confidential informations, like what confidential information? Example, some private photos are collected by hacker, and they're blackmailing. Hey, you have to pay the money or you have to perform this particular action, otherwise we will release this particular photo on internet. And there are a lot of people, like there are many incidents happens where the impacted persons, right, the victim have make suicide. They lost their life because of the cyber crimes. Right, so this is therefore the cyber security is not only importance for a government or organizations, right? It's also importance for persons, the peoples. If you have the mobile, you have some data in that, right? It is your responsibility to maintain that data security. If you are not meeting data security, you will be have to pay some. You will be have some risk. And if you see here, right, from 2018 to till what happened till 2017, the graph is continuously growing here for cyber crime. And you know that, right? If cyber crime is there, right, cyber security people will be hired to protect this from cyber attacks. So if this is the like cyber crime is happening here, right? Again, the cyber security people size will be increased here. If you are impacted, some companies, what is it? They are proactively hiring cyber security because they don't want to perform. They don't want to be the victims. Example, one of the company, public listing company, a single cyber attacks happen, so their revenue may be lost 50%, 100%, so 200%. So one of the company, they established example in 19th century. So they are making the business from 100 years. Continuously, therefore, like they are getting in the profit and they are making the business. But what happened? The single cyber attacks happen, and that single cyber attack men can lose their reputation, they can lose their business. And therefore, some companies, they don't want to be victim of their business, because if they are victims, they will have the huge loss. And therefore, they are taking cybersecurity seriously and proactively hiring cybersecurity peoples and technologies and protecting themselves, because they do not want to be that particular victim. But there are some companies. Example, if I think I don't have that particular slide now, but one of the cap company, they have the basic cybersecurity. Uber, if you know the Uber, right? So Uber have the very big cyber attacks. The one cyber attacks happen in 1 month. Another after 1 month they have another cyber attacks, and later they posted the job like on their different job portals, right? They post the cyber security like people they want to be hacked. This news got into the news. Now they are hiring when they are already impacted, and now they want to be hire the cybersecurity people, because now they started taking cybersecurity seriously because they are victim now. And cyber is very, very dangerous. Example, your mobile hacked, your confidential information hacked. Later, you say, now I will be install antivirus and I will protect my mobile. No, you already victim, right? You have to pay some. It is not always you are paying like financial. You have to pay some monies to them. Sometimes loss, business loss can be happens. The life loss can be also happens. The mental stress also can be happens. So there are many example childs, right? They are not aware about cyber security, and their parents are giving the mobiles or the tablets, right, to their like their child. their kids. And what happened? The kids, their camera always on, they're not maintaining cyber security. Example, they're not protecting their computers, their data. The hacker hack their data and later they're blackmailing. So many teenagers, mostly the teenagers peoples, right? They are not taking like the cyber security, like they are not aware about cyber security. And generally in the teenager, right, the sexual problem was generally there. So their example, some of the people's there, the personal, the videos or personal. Can you please make this? Thank you. So cyber security is very, very important for persons, for organization, and government. And this is continuously growing. If this cyber crime is growing, cyber security is growing. Okay. Okay. Another thing, like for the investment point of view, if you see, right, 101 billions project spending service provider for 2020. This like targeted till the 2025. The continuously the companies are investing in cyber security market. Why? Because there are IT example, IT market is already grown. There are different the IT domains already grows, but one the particular the domain that's called cyber security domains where the companies require cyber security. Now they're taking the cyber security seriously and are spending a lot of money on it, making the business because this is the business requirement. Even the small business here, right? They increase their cyber security budget. 3.3 million cyber security potential now globally worldwide open. So this data is already the 2022 data is this. Now, if it's right, the million like 5 millions of people are required in cyber security, still people. Another thing, cyber security market size. From 2018 to 2020, you see the continuously market will be growing here. And it is for not only for specific reason, because I think someone asked me on WhatsApp one question. There are a lot of opportunity over there for cyber security, but that is, for example, in only India, because there are some companies that are providing the cyber security, like example, IT services to another country. But that is not the case. Even the example Indian companies providing some services to the example European companies or the US companies, but there are some law. Software development or software testing can happen anywhere. Example, you develop this particular software here, later you install this particular software here. So software can be developed anywhere. Later you just need to copy that particular software and install here. But once you install the software here in this particular here, right, in this location, you have to protect the cyber security here, not here. For example, this is Indian company. Develop the software here. Once they develop the software, they install the software here in this particular company. And where cyber security is required here, cyber security is also required here and also required here. For example, this is the European company, right? So this European company, what they said? They said that this is organization need to be protected. And where is this organization? This organization in the example definitely in Europe because they're making their business here. So cyber security teams can also have to be higher here. And when, example, this particular company, Indian company, providing cyber security services to this company, example. So they hire some remotely, right? Providing the remote services to this particular company. So maybe example, they can hire 100 cyber security persons in India. But another regulation was there. Critical infrastructure, example, your firewall or IDS, IPS or all the like the critical infrastructures, right? Also people should be hired to here. Why? The reason here is because this is very, very critical for organizations. Another important thing, example, Europe or US, if the government want to be hire the people, right? They are not hiring the people from outside of their country, mostly in the government. Why? Because they want to be maintain the privacy. So they will be hiring the PR persons or citizens for these specific countries. Why? Because again, what maybe happens, one of the like the foreign attacker can be trained their employees and send these employees to here. And if, because cyber security is not like other IT technology, it is a threat. It will be the crimes. You cannot consider software development and cyber security is similar domain. If you have the software, right? If example, you don't have cyber software, no problems. But if it is the cyber security teams is required for you, right? For physical maintaining your IT infrastructure, maintaining your critical infrastructure, gas, your NASA example, this critical infrastructure need to be protected. And in that particular case, you will be required your own teams, your own citizens. And therefore, if you see, right, another important thing in the cyber security, organizations or the countries, when they are hiring for cyber security, right, they're looking for citizens or PR. They don't want to be hired from the other countries. It is not for all the companies are following the same things, but that will be like another security. You hire, for example, you hire the hacker, and hacker comes here and maybe he can outperform the attack. It's like one type of risk. It's called as insider risk. Therefore, for local market, right, it can be European, Australia, New Zealand, or even India. The local market have the lot of cybersecurity opportunities. Later, once our training is completed and when you are applying for the jobs, right, I will be demonstrating that how many opportunities are generally there. Now we will be like the last part of our training, we will be discuss that. What are the different opportunities in the different countries? Okay. Another important thing like this particular slide, which are the different market, right? Different types of industries require cybersecurity. All the industries are required. It can be BFSI, IT or telecommunication, retailer or healthcare or government or manufacturing or travel, energy or any others. Everyone, those who have the computers and making the business, they require cybersecurity. Okay, so now we learn we understand what is cyber security. Then we discuss what are the different, why cyber security is required for government, for private, and even for the personal. Cyber security is important. Now, we also understand how much opportunity will be there because every industry is required like cyber security. So therefore, cyber security people will be required for them. Another important thing now, why you have to be pursue or start your career in cyber security. That we just want to be discussed. The one very important thing is high demand of cyber security peoples, because every company right in the future, they will require cyber security peoples to develop their cyber security programs. If they want to develop the software, they can hire the IT security like IT company, but to maintain their IT infrastructure, they have to be hire the cyber security peoples. Therefore, there will be like huge demand will be in the cyber security, right? And already there 5 million people have the shortage for cyber security for like the skilled people are required in the market. Another important thing, highest paying cyber security jobs. If you compare the either IT jobs and cyber security jobs have the goods package. What do you maybe think? Why organizations are paying the good salary to cyber security peoples? What maybe you may think? What may be the reason? You really got the answer from first point.
Yes, sir. What is say?
Here is high demand and shortage of the people here, right? What happened? If you have the shortage of the people, take one example. You want to purchase one particular car and they have the limited quantity are available, but demand is very high. You have the only 10 cars are available and hundreds of people want to be purchase that particular car. What that car company will generally do? They will definitely will increase the cost of that particular car. Why? Because they have the high demand. The similar thing for happen here. If you are already a cyber security person or you are starting your career in cyber security, what will be the happens? There are a lot of opportunity was there. So companies are definitely asking you, can you please join? We will give you the highest package. And what I mentioned in the first slide, the first point discussed, company want to be hire not a freshers. They want to hire a skilled professionals. And if you have the skill, they are ready to pay you the higher salary. Another important thing, job security. If it is recessions or it is AI, artificial intelligence or machine learning or any other stuffs, you will be not impacted. Why? Because cyber security is not optional. It is requirement. It is necessity. It is required. And it has a highest demand. Therefore, you will get this job security. You check in your environment, right? You check your friends, your family members, like their in your relatives. How many people have lost their job in cyber security? Or maybe you ask the second questions. You maybe there are some people in your relations. Check if they are in IT domain, right? Check which particular domain they are working. You will get 90% answer. They are working in software development. They are working in software testing, or they will be doing the network or their stuff. There will be very less people they're working in cyber security. You check that. I am not sharing this. Like I'm sharing the statistic and general information, but you just checked. Check your IT, like your example in your family members, your relatives, and think that if you have the hundreds of software developers, they will be therefore they are impacted in recession. They will be impacted in AI in the coming futures. But cyber security, people are not aware about. Even companies are not aware about cyber security. How much of importance? People are not aware about that. Now they have started awareness because it is a requirement. Therefore, you will have the cyber security, job security. Another important thing, why cyber security? You have to be start the cyber security. Cyber security is very interesting. It will be not like a bore job for you. Example, when you developing one software, you always need to be think. You have to make your logics. But cyber security, you have to follow the process, and every time it will be like interesting for you because attacker are not using the same techniques. They are always using a different techniques. They are very smart, and you are dealing with them. The simple example here. What do you think? What is this? This is one email. This is a malicious email. What you call that for malicious email? There was specific word used in cyber security for malicious email. This is a malicious email. What is generally saying is showing that this email look like a legitimate email for signing your like to sign your documents. It's asking you to click here, and there will be one website will be open here. The URL will be open. It's showing that you can download this investor portal here, and you have to sign this particular document. And like showing here, Adobe Reader, the sign here.
Hello, sir.
So
Hello,
this
sir.
is sorry. Yes, go ahead.
How do you know it's a malicious email?
That we will be learning here in the course. That is our course. We'll be learning how you have to analyze if it is email is malicious or not.
The phishing email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This is a
yeah,
phishing email.
very good.
Mm.
It's called as phishing email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this particular email, when you're talking about particular email here, right? Attacker are
Yes.
not only using this particular technique. Next time they will be using a different technique.
Text. They also use text messaging.
Example, yes, they just text message to you. They are sending on WhatsApp message you to click on somewhere.
Yeah.
So there will be like interesting things for you to remember, to analyze the things. And another important things for the generally for this particular SOC analyst role, you will not require what you call as the software development knowledge. Any programming knowledge is not required. No coding knowledge is required. Example, this particular email, how you can know that this malicious email or not? You just need to be copy this particular URL here. Copy the URL location example. Go to some website. There are some website will be there. Example, you go here. virustotal.com.
Virus to total. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also
There
leave
are some other
IP
websites
address.
are generally there. Okay.
Abuse something. Yeah.
Right. But we will be learning in our course, right, to how to analyze that. And if you understand that, hey, this particular the website is detected here by many antivirus companies, then you said this is
Wow.
the malicious URL or malicious the file, and then you said this is the phishing email. Here, it is like interesting thing for you, not required the programming knowledge. The second, what you generally know, you want to do, how many people have received this phishing email? Because one of the user have reported, hey, I received this particular email. Can you please help me to analyze this particular email? Because you are the security person, so you have the knowledge how to analyze this phishing email. So you analyze that, you answered, you contacted that particular user. Hey, this is really phishing email. Please let me know if you have clicked on this URL or not here. If you clicked, maybe your system may be hacked. So let me know.
Yeah.
The second things, maybe hacker have sent this particular email, not only only this particular user, but you have maybe sent this to many users. Can you send this to all your employee? Example, your work, you have the 2 lakhs employee. And you are asking everyone, hey, please let me know if you have received this particular email. Maybe the email subject is this. The sender is this. And on this particular time, have you received this email? Can we do this non-stop work? Answer is no, because this is not the realistic work. Then what you have to generally do? We have to use some logic, some interesting things. So what is interesting things? I can just copy paste this particular example. This is the sender. I want to check that in my last example, 30 days or all the times in my past 1 year, if this particular sender have sent any email, I'm just copy paste this data. What is it? If you want to be see there, right? You can see no reply mail to @sttalexander.gri.au. EU, sorry, is the particular, and we will be just copy this email address, we'll paste this in the notepad. I will be opening this notepad, and I just copy this one, okay? So I want to see that how many users have received, right? Our company's employee have received this email. We cannot ask them sending email to all the employees, here are 2 lakhs employees. And hey, have you received this email from this particular sender? This is not a good work. Then what we generally do? You just go to this particular this particular software here is you log into this particular tool. You just copy paste this particular sender here, and just checking here how many people have received this email. And you got to
I
know
think you
that.
can go to the endpoint security too.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I'm just demonstrating this. Later, we will be learning this particular tools, right? That is the real time hands-on experience we are getting. What you understand here, hey, this particular email have reached by how many people? 16 users have received this particular email from this particular sender. On what? On the same time here. If you see the same time here, right? Same time. Is URL also like a same thing? Don't need to be asked through this. Hey, have you sent this receive email or not? You just using this particular tool to search for this information. And this is real-time phishing email analysis and investigation and handling the phishing email analysis things. Okay, you got to know that. Now you want to see that how many users have received on this particular click on this particular attachment, this particular URL example. What you can generally do, we can just copy this particular data here. Example, this particular website. How many users have received? Because what happened? Example, 16 users have received this particular email. But if you not clicked on this, there is no risk for your company. But if user have clicked on here, it will be like a risk for your organization. Maybe malware have downloaded and installed on your system, and this software like your computer or your mobile is hacked. But if you not clicked, example, when you receive the text message, you never reply to that message or you never click on that, there is no risk for you. But in your 2 lakhs employee, or even you have this 16 users have received this email, which one have clicked on this URL? Again, we have to contact the 16 users. You can download this example here. So we downloaded this particular file. Okay. And what we are generally doing, we said that hey, these are the particular users here, right? They receive the email example. So what you generally do, We copy paste this data, and now we are sending to the users. Hey, have you received the emails or not? Again, this is not the good work. Then what you can generally do, how many users have clicked on this attachment or this particular URL? You can do the simple things. Just search this URL here. Instead of now this particular here, the sender, you are searching for that particular URL. Example, this URL, I'm just searching for this URL here. Start. If anything with this URL and late, or that means anything after this particular, and search for all the times. And remove, I will be removing this particular stuff here. Here will be source types. You don't need to go much detail for this, just for understanding. This is for just understanding purpose. What I will generally do, I'm just clicking on here web proxy log. It will be one other software will be there. It's called as web proxy. It will be capturing what users have access to website is successful or not successful. So what happened here? Out of that 60 user, only how many user? You can see the username here. So you can go here and check user John E. Poonam and one man. From this 16 user, this user one, another one is John D, and 1 1. Where is the 1 1? 1 1 is this John D and Poonam. Where is the Poonam? Poonam. Out of this 3, out of the 16, these 3 users have clicked on attachment or that URL. And this is called as investigation. And therefore, this will be very interesting for you. It is not required coding knowledge. It required you the basic understanding of what is this particular data. You just understand that, like simple here, example action. If this action was allowed or blocked, allowed means the website is accessed.
The firewalls allowed it.
Correct. Or if it is blocked means your security tools are not allowing. It is blocked.
Security
There is no
failures.
yeah.
Yeah.
User, you got to know that this is the user. So this is very simple, right? It will be like simple and interesting thing for you to do the investigation. And we will be learning this, all this, whatever we will be learning, right? We will be learning it a practical. With simply, very simple. Okay. Coming back here, cyber security is interesting. It's not required programming knowledge for specific. I'm talking about specific SOC analyst or a cyber security analyst person. Career advancement. There are less people are there, right? So therefore, there are huge opportunities are there. Take one example. What happened? Companies are looking for now skilled people. Hey, do you have the 2-year experience, 1-year experience? We will be paying high salaries. Similar to that, what happened in the coming future? Every organization will require cyber security. Later, they will be looking for the definitely skilled people. So if you started now, right, your cyber security, now example, you don't have cyber security experience. You taken the skills, you started your career. After 2 years or after 1 year, millions of jobs are available. And like thousands of companies will be hiring you. They will be giving you, hey, you have the example, 2-year experience, you have good knowledge, we will hire you for the good position. Career guidance will be there for the organization. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Three. If I just want to add a point here, because most of the, I wanted to ask about how we're going to be able, we know based on what you said, thankfully, that we're going to be able to use hands-on experience in the course. And this seems to be clear. The point is, when I see most of the jobs, they do require experience for like 1 year, 2 years. And somehow we said that we could just tailor that in the CV at some point, but what do you think how we can tackle this? This is the first point. So how we're going to be able to add that we have experience for like a long time, 1 year or 2 years in the CV. The second one, do you think that we can get freelance cybersecurity projects as well in parallel to what we do or not, that we can do remotely?
Okay, good question again. Okay, yeah. So the first question, yes. When the peoples are looking, they're looking for skilled peoples. Okay. So example, if nowadays in the recession, when you apply for software development, they're looking for even the 5 or 10 year experience, people lost their jobs. So definitely they will not hire the fresher peoples. So if you see in the job market, right, for software development or testings, getting the job for fresher is very hard. But if you're going with the cyber security, if some companies, if they want to hire the skilled professional peoples, they have the limited peoples. Example, one of the persons working for financial company, and he was, example, getting the 10,000 USD per month. And another company, manufacturing company, you want to hire the 1 or 2 year persons. What that company generally doing? If they want to hire the 2 year experience, that means the person already working somewhere. And if they contacted that guy, he was already getting 10,000. The manufacturing industry, can you tell maybe they have the limit budget, so they cannot pay 10,000 for that particular guy. Even if the company are paying 10,000, he will be not coming to this guy. What he will be saying, hey, I'm already getting 10,000 here. If you want to be higher for me, right, you should have to give me the 10, 20, 30% or 50 or 100% hikes. What is like whatever his requirement.
True.
So in this case, what happened for small companies, they have the limited budget. So when they have the limited budget, right? So what they generally do, they looking for the freshers. But which special like freshers? Skilled persons. They already have hands-on experience. So they have taken the certifications. They have taken the professional the trainings. When they schedule their interviews, they said, hey, do you, example, you have the other the experience, but you have cybersecurity experience, no worries, we are hiring you. Because if we are taking the the professional, really the experienced people, but we have the limited budget. Because for cybersecurity, right, but the budget for companies vary for company to company. For financial institute, they have the higher budget because cybersecurity is almost very important for them. For manufacturing company is required for them, but what they said, hey, we have the limited budget. Therefore, we cannot hire that professional people already have 5 year, 10 year experience or 2 year experience. So therefore, in cybersecurity, getting the jobs compared to other domains for freshers, but which skilled professionals. So example, if you completed our training example, right, later, I will be helping for you to solve
Yeah,
this
I know.
particular experience problems, right? Example, some people's you are working somewhere, you have the problem with this like experience one, right? I will helping you for that. So we have one example, the facility in our training programs, we will be giving you internship. So you will getting a 6 year 6 months internship. So you completed this particular programs, example 2 months the trainings. Later, you can work with us for 4 months with real hands-on experience to get the actual experience. Then we will be giving you the offer later. We will be giving you the what you call it as experience later as well this for that particular programs, because you will be working for us to get the real-time jobs. The another things for the people's, right, when you completed the training, right, I will be helping for you to create your CV, and it is my responsibility, right, to get you the jobs. Are you fresher? Are you experienced? No matter for me. You should get the job opportunities from market. That is my responsibility. How to do that? Because every person here, right, is not coming from same background. There are some people, they already have some cyber security knowledge. They're already working in maybe cyber security. They join.
I don't know. I don't know if we have people already here in the course and they have, because I feel like we're all freshers. I'm not sure if anyone is not fresher, they can actually add on the chat from my classmates. I mean, here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there are some people,
Yeah.
even there are some people, they are just completed their educations. They don't have any backgrounds, knowledge, not any knowledge, right? Example, not any professional experience.
Yeah.
Many people are there here in the same call in our training, right? But how to get jobs? It is my responsibility. How? Because I know this particular patterns. I'm working here for past 15 years. I know what the companies are struggling. We have the lot of the partners, right? They are struggling to hire the peoples. So they are looking for us to give them the jobs, to give them like the opportunities, because they are trusting on our training programs. And here, when you are getting the 2 year experience, right, like 2 months, our training, right?
Training,
You will be getting a 5 year experience, a real time 5 year experience. because we designed this particular course in a such way that all the technical scenarios, example, phishing email analysis is one very, very important task for you. Example, if I go here,
I just want to tell you that actually you're right, because when I asked also about that when I did the investigation, people told me that the experience that we would learn here could be equivalent to 2 up to 5 years experience. I'm just saying. So
correct, yes, yeah.
hoping for that.
For example, SOC analyst CV, right?
Yeah.
And role
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
responsibilities. This role is expert. The first line
So
is
I'm
only
more
for L1 analyst. And companies, what is L1 analyst definition? SOC L1 analyst or incident responder L1 analyst is fresher or maybe like word like minimum
sir,
0 to 10 year experience. Like, sorry, 0 to 2 year experience.
sir,
They are just
I'm
performing this
more
badge.
I'm more interested in this security operation center analyst. I'm more interested in this.
Yeah, yes. So this is the sample CV that we will be covering in our training programs.
Okay.
So this
Thank
is
you
SOC
very much.
analyst. Some company says cyber security analyst. Some company says cyber
I'm more
security incident
interested in
response.
this
Yeah,
SOC
no
analyst.
worries. Okay, we are covering everything. Whatever we have write it down here, we will be covering here everything. We are covering all these tools. We are covering
SIEM,
SIEM,
security information and event management.
right? EDR, firewall, email gateway, web proxy, web application firewall, anti malware.
TPS, intrusion dictation and intrusion preventive security.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So what happened?
Getting tools, malware analysis, threat intelligence. I'm more interested in SOC.
We are learning that. Okay, that I'm saying. Okay. Generally, what
Okay, sir.
happen when we go this particular diagram? Okay, I will be coming to that point later. Okay, no worries. Okay. So I'm
Okay,
just
sir.
giving one example. This particular CV is for SOC analyst, is for not for L1. The L1 analyst he has experience, example, 6 months to 2 year experience or 3 year experience, performing just first line only. But in our course, we are performing this type of work here. And you go to the any website, right, and check how many experience are required to handle this type of work. You can see 2 to 5 to 10 year experience. That means from 2 to 10 year experience, if you have, then you can handle this type of task in company. So how we are doing this? Example, one task here is investigate reported suspicious email. Investigate that. Report to the user. How many users have received that email? How many have clicked on that? How many company have impacted? Like the user has impacted. This is the one task that are generally done by 5 to 10 year persons, the peoples. How you are getting this knowledge in our particular trainings in the only with 2 months? That is valid question. Is correct, right? Because when we're saying we will be getting a 5 year experience in our 2 months programs, how? The one example here is you have to be, if you are 5 or 10 year experienced person and you are doing the SOC analyst, L1, L2, L3 analyst, you have to be perform phishing email analysis. And when you're doing the phishing email analysis like this thing, what are the parameter for you to analyze the phishing email? The first here is you have to be analyzed data. It's called as email header analysis. That is the first
Email
task.
header analysis.
Yeah. So how you can analyze that is you can just go to like the simple here view source. We copy paste this particular data. Till here later we will be learning all this stuff. So no worries for that. Copy paste this particular data and you are going to one of the website. Emacs toolbox. Email header analysis is the generally tool is this. This is the generally tool that will be used for email header analysis. When you are analyzing phishing email, right? Email header, all the emails, phishing email, it will have this. There is no any option like some email, they don't have this email header. All the emails, any email, it can be legitimate or malicious or phishing, it will be have this. And where you are performing, what you are generally
Excuse me, three. You said the word. It will be audits. I didn't understand that. Or
Sorry?
audit. You meant which word you meant? I want to understand the word you said. Audits or audited? Which word you meant? The
This one is,
data in the email will be
we call it as email header analysis.
yes, and every content in the email will be
Content in this one, right? If any email, right, it can be legitimate email, malicious email, or any email. Example, phishing email. It's part of the email, right? The email can be legitimate or malicious. So any email, it should have this email header. Without this, email cannot be sent. And if you have the skill to analyze this particular email header analysis, right, you will not have any problems. Any email is received by you, the steps will be the same. What is the steps? Example here. So this email sent, the email is received from this Amazon.coms. The email can be sent by gmail.coms or maybe sent by hackers. You can send from any here. What you are generally doing, we're analyzing this. How the email comes to you. The first email came here, then it came here. Again, it came here. You are understanding the patterns here. Email can be sent by Gmail, Outlooks, or any malicious the email domain. But pattern will be the same here to analyze this.
Hello, sir.
Okay. The second question here is when you are looking for email informations, it will be have the sender information. There is no option like example here. Who is the sender? On this particular time, email have sent this particular sense to this particular person. So all the data will be the fix. You can give the email to this particular tool and it will be giving you the result in the same fixed format. And therefore, what will be happen? Hacker, what they generally do? They can use a new type of phishing email techniques. Here he is generally using Adobe. Later he will be using another technique. If you understand the basic understanding of phishing email, how to analyze, you can work in any company for handling the phishing email. If you have 2 year experience, 5 or 10 year, if you knowledge of this particular techniques is solve your problems. You can apply for any jobs. Similar to coming back, right? I just demonstrated one thing. Later we will be learning the whole practical stuff later. The second thing here, investigating the security alerts.
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes.
Okay. Cybersecurity is a very broad sector in the IT that has several domains like cybersecurity architect, the SOC engineer, penetration tester, cybersecurity consultant, and the rest. So I wish you understand that within these 2.5 months of hands-on theoretical practice and everything, are you going to teach everything or are we going to be more specific? Like maybe this SOC or because
Okay.
2.5 months to do everything, I think it's all right. Just throw more light on that, please.
Sure, yes. I will be covering. We have the separate slide on that. Good question. Okay, right? So I will cover that question when that slide will become. Okay? Yeah. Okay, right? So these tools we are learning. All these tools we are learning, okay, in our course with this particular responsibilities. And you, before join the course, you just search any SOC job. Example, I am just going here. Maybe I will be open one of the portal. What was the portal? LinkedIn. I will open the LinkedIn example here. I will be going here to the jobs. We'll search for here SOC analyst job. Cyber security analyst job. Okay. So this first job I can see, right? Okay, this is the random jobs. Okay.
yeah, senior. It's the word I hate, senior.
Right. What
Give
is they
props.
mentioned? We're just going on to that. Okay. What they mentioned here? What is their skill? 6 per year of relevant experience. Right? What they're asking you? 6 year of relevant experience. Okay. And
Yeah.
after that, what experience they are looking? They're looking this experience. What will be your primary responsibilities? Responsible for directing security event monitoring. And now you don't, example, you're not coming from security background, right? So you'll not understand what is the security event and monitoring. What you can generally do in our CV, understand that particular keyword. That will be sufficient for you. Example here, conduct proactive monitoring and efficient triage of security event. Here, security event monitoring, maybe the monitoring word is here, okay, and security event is here. The same line here. Management and response of cyber intelligence. You can just go here and understand. Do you have any cyber intelligence word here? You can see here. Intelligence. Okay. It called as here is intelligence means cyber intelligence, cyber security intelligence. Okay. Maintain and improve the cyber security posture of your organization by using identifying and remediating the vulnerabilities. Again, identifying and investigating the alerts. Monitor, configure of security control policies. You will have the policies here. Playbook response, all these stuff, right? So every company, when they are hiring the people, right, every company will not have the same exact background or same exact network or the same IT infrastructure. So therefore, for SOC analyst or cyber security analyst, importance is for this. Conduct this, investigate all your security alerts or incidents, handle the phishing emails one, and monitoring all this your security. That is primary responsibility of all the SOC analysts. Later, some companies what they said, hey, you are the experienced guy, right? It's like 5 or 6 year experience. What you handle this? Additionally, maybe you have to handle this other stuff. That may be like other the tools are mentioned there. But for SOC analyst, are the primary responsibilities. And that everything will be covered here, right? So I just map this, the first box. Now here, level 3 analyst, senior analyst. What they said? Looking at senior analyst, right? Okay, so here, incident response, investigation and remediation support to escalated security alert incident. Your second line. Investigate on all this one, the second line. Emerging threat intelligence IOCs. Here is IOCs. Performing comprehensive computer monitoring, identify vulnerabilities, and mapping the profiling. Once again, okay, I'm covering this point. Later, you can ask the question. Okay. This particular line here, monitoring. So that we already have discussed in another the requirement. Provide complex network exploitation defense techniques, determining, identifying, investigating computer network intrusion. Second point. Provide technical support, forensics, and all these stuff. One investigations from the investigation. Again, this is coming into the second point. Up to date with cyber security threats. That is here. Writing down the use cases to detect the emerging threats. SIM, spam, EDR. We already have a lot of tools already added here. If you see the tools, all right, SIM, EDR, firewall, and all this already added here tools. High systematic discipline and approach problem solving skill and all these like a general information. Everything will be added here. It's like right. So you can apply even if, for example, you have the knowledge, right? Don't it like you can apply for level 3 analysis. They never mention it's like how many experience. They said qualification we seek in you, minimum qualification is required. They never mention how many experience you are required, 5 or 6 per year. They can give you the jobs if you they schedule your interview, and if you demonstrated that all the skills you already have this one, right? They're ready to give you the jobs. Okay, this is the mapping. I have just performed one mapping. This is the one like it may be assignment for you. Before joining the course, we will be sharing this CV with you. You go check your local market. I said like what I got the jobs here. This is from example India. You filter this for example USA and filter the SOC analyst jobs there. Monitoring SIM security event. Security events. Investigate alerts. That is investigate alerts. Take necessary to remediate. Investigate and handle this. Monitor phishing email inbox. Investigate all these stuff. Investigate network alerts. We're already handling all security, not only network. Everything is matching here. Which job is this? This is the SOC analyst is in the United States. Remote, again, it is remote jobs. Okay. If you see here, when this is 1 day ago they have uploaded, and this is real time data for you, right? This organization is not belong to us. If you have this skill, right, they are ready to give you the jobs. And same things we are sharing this information with that. Okay, so similar things, we will be sharing this CV with you, right? This resume with you. You check that, and later you can take the decision. Do you have the jobs in your local market or not? If there is no local market jobs, maybe you don't join our course. No problem for that. Okay. Next, coming back to our discussions one, right? Okay, we will continue our discussions. So yeah, another, like, you will have a lot of opportunity for increase your, like, to advance in your cyber security here. You are, again, important things, impact on society. What happened? These particular programs, when we design, right, what we want to generally do, we are helping organizations, we are helping. What we are helping? We are helping society, we are helping government. We want to do the awareness about the cyber security, because cyber security is important for everyone, not only organization or government. So what we can do, if you have the cyber security knowledge, you can share this your knowledge with your other guys, right, to get them jobs. You can awareness about the cyber security for your kids, your families, your relatives. So they have to be protected, their mobiles, their laptops, their IT devices. So they should not have the cybercrime victims. So similar opportunity you have. So this will be impacting. You will be, like, satisfied about your work. Another important things. If you said, hey, I was a developer, now this people is like a commons. But you said, I am working in cyber security, people will, oh, cyber security, because this is the new things. And people, they don't have the much idea about this. So this is like interesting thing for them. So you will be get example like the one, what the specific, what was that, right? It's like, it is a rare technology. The people is like started just looking for cyber security, right? So it is good opportunity for you to start quickly, and the later those people are coming, right? You already have the experience. Another last thing for, like, this point added, opportunity to work with organization and government around the globe. Another important thing for the cyber security people here, right? Government want to be higher. Example for software development. Government are not hiring the software developer to like design their website or design their what you call it as software. They're giving to their different IT companies, secure IT government companies, like IT companies. Hey, we want this particular software designed for us. But for cyber security, they cannot do this. Like the cyber security jobs to another private company. It will be create a problem for government. They are not trusting, because cyber security is it is part of national security for government, and therefore they want to be build their in-house cyber security teams for investigation and handling cyber attacks, right? So you will have the opportunities. Another things, you will be get the remote opportunities. If you see here, right, you will have a lot of remote opportunities. You don't need to come to the office. Here you see here, right? SOC analyst, remote. Here, remote. This one is example analyst. Like, sorry, on-site, remote. There are a lot of opportunity for you to, like, working remotely. You don't need to go to the office. Completely, you will get remote work. There are a lot of opportunity for it. We already discussed highest paying in cyber security jobs, right? Because there are demand was there. Okay. Now coming back to this part one, right? What are the different opportunities there is cyber security? There are different type of roles. For example, if you see, if you're starting here, some entry level jobs in there is cyber security. It's called a security administrator or security specialist type of role. Like mid type of role, incident responder, or we call it as like incident responder here, security analyst. Our role here, right, is coming here in the mid type of role here. You will be not like a fresher. SOC analyst or incident responder, right, is like coming here. It is not entry level. Even if you are a fresher, right, you will be starting directly here. Once you work for 1 or 2 years, right, you can apply for these roles. Security manager.
So yeah. So are you saying, just to, if you don't mind, just to confirm that I got you correct, three. So when we finish our training, we're going to be eligible to apply for entry and mid-level positions. Am I right?
Yeah, we can directly go with after completing our training, right? It is our responsibility to go you. Yeah, because you have the 5-year experience knowledge, right? So you will be coming here.
Okay,
handle that.
we would be basically having the knowledge that would cover all these areas from entry and mid-level, and after experience 2 years, 3 years, we're gonna go for the senior management.
Exactly, yes. We are covering everything in our training, right? Because our course we have designed. We are going into the syllabus later, right? Then later I will be explaining, right? But for the job perspective, profile perspective, when your training is completed, you can apply for this mid-level jobs. Okay.
But Prof,
That-
you're talking
okay.
about after the completion of the cybersecurity, we're going to be eligible to apply for all of these positions. I know that being a security architect and incident response and security auditor, those are different domains with their own different curriculums.
Correct. Yes, I'm coming to that questions later. Because the next slide is for that the same thing. Yeah. Yes. So I'm coming to your question. I know, right? You already have asked question. Okay. Example, if you apply for SOC analyst, right, or incident responder, right, because these are the similar roles. Later, you can apply for SOC manager. That will be like hiring for you, like it's the management. And in cyber security, the highest role is this one is the highest role. It's called as CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. This particular person, right, entity is responsible for overall organization cybersecurity. So if you're going with that, you can go with this the particular path. This is the path for you. If you want to be start your career in cybersecurity, right? So example, you apply for the incident responder. Later, you
I
can.
think mid-level is good.
Sorry.
I think mid-level is good to start with.
Again, example, if you are the fresher and you directly getting the like jobs here, that is always good, because if you started here, definitely you will be have less pay here, right? The salary will be less here. If you're applying for here, you will be get the good salary. And when you're going with this, it's very easy for you to get quickly for here, right? Because if you're going with the entry, you spend here example 0 to 5 years for to going with this here. Again, after 5 years, you're going into this, and then after 5 years, you're going to here, right? But if you directly started here, right, you stay your 5 years because you got the good jobs. Example here.
Yes, sir.
Example, if you got already a like experience job here, right? So
Sir?
that will be good. Yes, go ahead.
He said after finishing this course, you are gonna have a certificate, right?
Yes, I'm coming to that. Yes, we are providing like some certificate, like completion certifications. I will show you the like how that looking like that. Yes, I will share that later. Yes. Okay. Next questions, right? What like one ask, right? There are different positions in cyber security, because cyber security is not just like a single particular topics or single security role. The cyber security role, right? So here, if you see cyber security engineer, what is cyber security engineer role is there? The cyber security engineer role is this: maintaining these softwares. Maintaining means install this particular software, example SIM, EDR, firewall, configure that particular software, update that particular software. That is the responsibility of this cybersecurity engineer. That means installing, configuring, and maintaining cybersecurity tools. What is cybersecurity tools? These are the cybersecurity tools. Your work as a SOC analyst or incident responder is not to maintain this type of role. Example, you don't need to be installed SIM. What is SIM? Example, this is the SIM tool. You don't need to be mentioned like install this particular tool or getting this particular data. This particular data will be collected and provided like directly to like searching this who by cyber security engineer. Cyber security analyst, we are talking about example this role. That role is that if any cyber attacks happen on organizations, that will be not handled by security like this engineering teams. What they said, hey, we have tools, example firewall here. What firewall is generally doing? Protecting you from the malicious network traffic. That is the role of firewall tool. And if anything is detected, suspicious detected, that is your responsibility as here, incident responder, to investigate if the alert was detected suspicious, malicious or not, attacks happen successfully or not. Called as incident responder. And we are covering that particular role. We are talking about all our training, right? SOC analyst coming here because you are not maintaining like security tools, but handling cyber attacks, cyber incidents, cyber attacks. The another one is example cyber crime investigator. This role is similar role. Some company they said cyber crime analyst, some company they say incident responder. It is the same thing. Investigating and handling the cyber attacker. Now another role will be there, IT auditor. What is IT auditor? IT auditor is not maintaining your software, security software, or it is not handling your security incidents. What is the role? If your tool or your team are working as per some framework, as per security standard, that is they are checking. Are they working properly or not? That is the IT auditor role. This is separate role. Penetration tester or a vulnerability tester. What is this particular role? This role said that your software is vulnerable for
Vulnerability.
vulnerability or not. If this particular hacker hacked and perform attack on us, that will be tested by security teams before hacker hacking our tool. Example, net banking. Before hacking the tools, application teams, penetration system teams looking at hacking that tools and removing that particular vulnerability. That is the task performed by penetration test, vulnerability penetration testing teams. Architect. What is security architecture? In your company, how your security programs will be developed. That is done by this. It is not done by your incident responder teams. Similar to consultant. He also guiding organizations to maintain all your cybersecurity program. Okay, so coming back to your question, in our training, we are focusing on here incident responder analyst role, not consultant, engineering, or architecture role. Got it? But in our training, we are providing some knowledge. What knowledge? We are providing what is penetration testing, what is vulnerability, what is IT auditors, what is threat intelligence. All that particular domain will be, we are covering their introductions and the general knowledge about that particular domain. How to do that? No, that is we are not covering. But our training mostly focusing on SOC analyst or cyber security incident analyst or incident responder. If any one person he was interested in penetration testing, right, or penetration testing or ethical hackings, this course is not for them. We are only focusing on if any organization receive the cyber attacks, how to detect, how to investigate, and how to handle that attacks. Penetration job that before like software testing the software, it requires some the programming knowledge and that stuff, and that is not part of our course. And if you ask me one questions, which are the particular example, this is the cyber security role, right? For example, these are the cyber security roles. Which particular role have the maximum job opportunities? Now, one thing we understand, there are a lot of opportunity in cyber security. That is correct, because we are talking about general cyber security. But now, from this, all these are the different roles, right? These are the different security jobs. Which one is the most have the job opportunities? The answer is incident responder.
Incident response.
Analyst. Correct.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
I am giving answer for that particular question. Why? For SOC analyst or
because
responder? Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Because we are doing, but we are doing cyber security. We are looking about the threat. We look about we are looking about the threat. We identify the threat.
That's correct.
We look
Yes.
for the causes. We mitigate it. We look for the mitigation. Or for that incident response. I think that is the most essential.
Exactly, correct. If you say example for chief information officer, if you want to apply for this, how many people there in your organization? In cyber security chief information officer, single position will be there for CISO. SOC manager or security manager, maybe 2 or 3 positions. SOC manager, a single position. Okay, penetration testing job. All the companies, they are not hiring for the penetration testing. But they said, hey, we don't want this penetration testing because software is developed. Later, it need to be tested for security testing. If we are not developing the software example, we will be giving this particular service to one of the company. Hey, you perform this particular service to us. Because even the ethical hacking process, right, or penetration testing programs, it is not your day-to-day operation. Some companies, they are performing this particular testings in the organization 2 times, yearly 2 times or 1 time. Some company 1 time. Some company, they are not testing this. So what they generally said, hey, we want to perform penetration testings for what? 2 times in a year. And therefore, they are not hacking that, like they are not hiring the permanent role for that. Maybe they are giving this service to outsource to another company, the special company providing penetration testing services. Because what they said, hey, we just need to be perform. Example, annually, maybe we'll require 2 or 3 days to perform this testing. And therefore, we cannot hire the specific person and giving the salary to that for whole year for ethical hacker or like penetration tester. Similar to the auditor. Auditor is not doing day-to-day operation is not the daily is not performing audit. Audit is also happening on yearly or happy yearly. Mostly is happen yearly. So what happen? Auditor maybe like a single auditor will be there performing audit. Security architecture. This role again is not like 10 people hire or 10 to 20 people hire as a architecture. Single architecture will be there handling all your architecture roles, right? So vulnerability, again the same things will be not like a 10 or 20 peoples, but the single team is there in cybersecurity that is called as incident response teams or SOC analyst teams. It will be have the every company because it will be monitoring 24/7. Any cyber attacks happen, they are the one. They have to detect and like analyze the attacks. And hacker is not calling you or your company or sending the email to you, hey, I am hacking on your company on this particular time. No, hacker can hack our company any times. We are not aware about that. Therefore, SOC monitoring is 24/7 operation work across the times, right? Continuously, anytime cyber attacks can be happens, and your work here is to detect it and handle and investigate and handle that cyber attacks. And always organization, they want to be have the in-house their teams, SOC analyst teams. Why? Because attacks can happen any times and they should have to be ready. And if example, they hire a single person here, example, as a SOC incident, the single person cannot handle the task. Example, if you have the 10,000 employees and 10,000 employees are regularly receiving phishing emails. So regularly 5 to 10 users are regularly receiving the phishing email. Your SOC analyst, single analyst cannot handle these things because he's just not looking for phishing email. The attacks, DDoS attacks can happen, ransomware incident can happen, phishing emails can happen, like web applications can happen. N number of how your organization infrastructure is big, that type of big organization, like the big cybersecurity SOC analyst team is required for you.
Yeah, but
So
have you said that which position that cannot handle? Sorry for interruption, but it was very interesting for me. Have you said that one of those positions that you said cannot handle the things like phishing emails or stuff or something like that?
handling the
Which
phishing
position?
is like a SOC analyst, incident responder like this, right? Is the
Yeah,
role
yeah.
of this particular team is not handled by the IT auditor, your SOC manager, or your CISO or penetration test. I'm looking for phishing email and if user or not, and how if your data is hack or not. They are not looking for this. It is the role.
So you want to say,
Yeah.
So I just want to understand that then the role of the responder, incident responder, is more technical, and you want to say that the other roles are more, for example, the security IT, I don't know, consultant or stuff, because like you changed. Here is
Yes.
I'm
I'm
having it
answering.
here. Like
Okay.
cybersecurity.
Coming back to your question, yes. Yeah.
Let me see if I could help explain a little bit. Instead, the role of a SOC analyst, it's more not technical, but that of a Cisco, you need more programming language like learning Python, which is more technical then. But the other roles is just dealing with incident response, trying to know about
the cause,
cyber threat and the rest. I don't know if I helped.
identify the threat. Yeah,
Correct. I'm explaining
hacking.
that. Coming back to that point, yes, correct. Yes. Okay. So example, this is the diagram. Okay. What is your role as a SOC analyst or incident responder here? This is your organization. Okay. And any cyber attacks, maybe it can happen from here or it can happen from here to here as well or here to here. Okay. So we call it as like external threats coming from not from your organization network, from outside of your organizations to come your organization. Or insider threat means within the inside of your organizations. These are the two types of threats, insider and outsider. Okay, so what happened? This particular user clicked on phishing email on one of the malicious attachment. Example, take one example like this. User received this particular email. Example 3, I have received the email. Click on here, attach this particular URL. What happened? The request is going from here like this, going to the internet, coming back, downloading one malware, again coming back like this here and install on this particular system. What is your role here is? Your role here is to check if this email is malicious or not, how many users have received this particular email, if any data loss happen, if access website access fully, if malware installed, system infected or infected or not, and handle the incident here. Okay, similar. What is your role here? Your role is, example, protecting your organization website from cyber attacks, protecting your users, your employee from cyber attacks, protecting your servers from cyber attacks, protecting your IT security tools from cyber attacks. Your role. Now take one example. Penetration tester. What knowledge is required for penetration tester? If you have the website like this, you just checking this particular website, you have any vulnerability, SQL vulnerability or not. But he was not protecting your organization like this particular way. Focusing only on where? On only specific example, application security only. Even if it is hacked, they cannot do anything. What they generally talking, if this particular software is any vulnerability is there, if yes, they check this and ask this, hey, remove this particular vulnerability. So hacker cannot hack this. But if vulnerability already exploited, website is already hacked, they cannot do anything. Who is the one? Incident responder, SOC analyst, the one to detect that and handle that type of incident. If you are asking the questions for SOC analyst, they will be required overall organization cyber security knowledge. But for your penetration tester, you don't require example, you don't require idea what is IDS IPS, web application attacks, or what is the proxy. He just required this particular knowledge. Ethical hacker, because he was required example, this particular website is designed in ASP1 language, programming language. So he will be required the knowledge of ASP programming language. If this particular website is designed in JavaScript, he will be required the JavaScript knowledge. If this website is designed in Python, he will be required the Python knowledge, programming language.
So the ethical hacker, he would need to know the programming language of the website that he's trying to hack.
Correct, yes. So
that's a very good
he will
point.
require the programming knowledge to understand if the program is written down correctly by the developer or not, or if any vulnerability was there or not. So therefore, he required the programming knowledge, and he will be using some tools to check that if the vulnerability was there or not. Okay.
And we, as responders, we would be able to respond to any sort of threats or any sort of attacks from
Correct.
any kind of attacker. Okay, clear. Thank you.
Correct. So therefore, we are not like an ethical hacker to only focus on software, specific software. We are focusing on organizations. Organizations may have the software that can be hacked by a hacker. We have the computers, we have the servers, we have the thousands of different applications, thousands of different computers, workstation servers. We are protecting whole organization, and therefore our role here is to handle the cyber attacks. And cyber attacks can be happen on here, can happen on here, can happen on here as well, or anywhere. Or even it can be hacked on your route, on your switch. And therefore, organizations are required a skilled SOC analyst to handle these tips, because they know that this job, right? Example, if you don't want to hire the particular person here, they just outsource this particular service for 1 year. You just regular not required. Once a year, you just these things, no problems. Even for ethical hacking, right? Vulnerability scanning and penetration testing, tools are generally there. That tools required. You hire example one penetration tester. Yeah, generally automated use the tools and performing the testings. That is sufficient. But it is not like the similar thing for SOC analyst or incident responder. The single person cannot do, because lot of incidents are generally happening, lot of attacks are generally happening. And protecting from it, it is required head count. It could require multiple peoples. And therefore, in cyber security, specifically in cyber security, lot of opportunities there. Another role in cyber security is a lot of opportunities is incident responder. Why? Not focusing on single, but overall cyber security. Got it?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much. Really. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now coming back to our we discuss cyber security, why important, all this stuff. One right now we understand what is our role. Just understand. So what is your day-to-day operation for this particular operation here? Stock analyst. So you will be seeing this type of screen.
Monitoring.
It's called as monitoring. How we are
Monitoring.
monitoring? Example here. Where is the diagram? Where? This one is our diagram example. You have 2 lakhs employee. 2 lakhs employee can receive the 2 lakhs like phishing emails regularly and clicking on it, and like their website can, example, their system can hack, their computer can hack, server can also hack, application can also hack. So how we monitor this particular? Because when you are saying the monitoring, that means take one example. If you want to be understand this particular role, take one example. One mall, one shopping mall was there, and they have the security teams. So every person's when they're entering in the mall, they are checking for their basic security checking, right? If any threat or not, they're checking that if he has a gun, if any say like they need threat, the equipment was there. If it is there, they're not allowing the entry. And if any incident is happen, example, some persons like suspicious person detected, he already got inside, the security teams are quickly going there and removing that particular persons, handling that stuff because they have the equipment. Our role as a SOC analyst or incident responder is the similar type of role was there to protect that mall from physical threats. We are protecting it in the cyber threats. Exactly similar threats, similar work. Okay. Now, how example, if you have the 2 lakh employees and you want to continuously monitor what this user have clicked, maybe he was accessing thousands of websites daily. This website have downloaded some malicious software, and if the software was downloaded, system is infected. If you have 2,000 employees, you have 5,000 servers, different multiple, for example, switches, router, network devices. What do you think? How many people we will be required to monitor this?
I would say hundreds, of course. I'm not assuming, but I would say hundreds of people for sure.
Yeah. So if we don't have any example, if you have a mall, right? I'm talking about shopping mall. So that shopping mall have example 100 different shopping center inside the mall, right? So there will be like some theft can be happen. Maybe what happened, the customers, they came there, right? They're looking, hey, the counter person is not here. And what they generally do, they may be without purchase, without the bill, they may be performing the theft. Without buying, right? They just collected one document without bill and they gives. It's like theft is happen. So if you think you have 100 shops and you want to protect that from that particular theft, also from if anyone like unauthorized persons comes and without billing are going, if you don't have any technology, how many people you will require to protect that 100 shops and that mall? You will require security guard. How many security guard? Definitely 100, right? Because everyone have to look continuously 24/7. Hey, if anyone come like doing this like this unauthorized activity or not. So what is the solution they have in mall? Have you seen 100 of you like 100 security guard in the one mall? Answer is no. Maybe you have 20, 30, 50. If it is very big mall, right? 30 or 50 people. How they are doing that? Anyone?
Is it through a software and then they check what's up for like from one's single software?
I'm not talking about our cyber crime or the cyber security. I'm talking about the one mall, right? The shopping mall. The security guard are there. They're checking every person's entry, and their responsibility is to protect that from the physical threat. So what they have the technology? What is the technology they are using for monitoring? If anything, something suspicious are occur or not inside the mall. And if it is really something suspicious detected, they quickly go and checking that.
If they use the scanning machines, they have that scanning thing to scan all these
So they
things.
use tools.
Yes.
You call it tools.
The tool that very good. The one tool they are using scanning. Example, one person is coming inside one, right? So what they have that scanner. So they're asking, hey, you are coming to here. If any suspicious items are there in example in your cloth, that scanning system are generally doing. That is the first technology they are using. So similar things we have in cyber security, in cyber crime, firewall, IDS, IPS, web application, firewall, proxy, email gateway. These are the scanning tools for us. They are checking if any suspicious items are inside or not. Physical guard, right? The security guard, they have that scanning, right? If you have the gun or not, it is automatically will detected by the scanner. The similar, these are our tools, are scanner for us. Okay. If they found something scanner, the security guard taking the actions. The we are here like a security guard here as a SOC analyst or incident responder. If you detected something suspicious here, it going here, detected and blocked it. Okay. Now, second thing, if real time anything happened there, how they are monitoring that? Once you allowed, your entry was allowed in the first gate, example, firewall allowed here. Similar security guard scan the system. Person comes inside, but what happened? After coming inside, he was like making some threat, or maybe what he is generally doing, you are making some threats to other persons. So there was some like some incident generally happen inside. How your security guard know to that there was like this incident happened here? How they got to know that? Using the CCTV cameras, right? They have deployed the CCTV cameras on their every locations, right? All the entry checkpoints, all the important points, the everything is covered there, right? They install the one CCTV camera each locations. Okay, so example in the CCTV, like example, every what you called as the mall, right? In that mall, they have example 100 CCTV cameras. And now, how many people will require to monitor that 100 CCTV cameras? 100 people will require, correct, right?
Yeah.
If you are
Lots of people.
using any monitoring technology, 100 people will be there. But is it the sufficient option? Is the good option financially, or like good options to hire the 100 people just for monitoring 100 cameras? Is it
I don't
good?
think so. No, absolutely not.
That is
Not
not
cost
good, right?
efficient.
So what is the solution for that?
SOC analyst.
We're talking about the physical mall, right? So maybe I will be go here and CCTV monitoring, right?
Are you talking about a physical device as a solution?
Yeah,
No, the
I'm
job.
talking
Ah,
about
okay.
the physical. Here, if you see here,
City
what happened?
cameras. You talk about city cameras.
You see this diagram? It's like a blur. Okay, but is sufficient for us to understand. What happened here? This example, one or two guys are seated here, right? And they are monitoring all the screens here. The one camera is here, here, right? What happened? Within 5 or 10 people, right? Here, seated in the central locations here, right? It's called as war room. And continuously monitoring all the CCTV cameras. And if they detected something suspicious here, they are calling that on this particular location, something suspicious attack, go and quickly detect that. Here, something suspicious attack, detect that. This is called as monitoring. What 5 to 10 guys are monitoring whole security of the particular mall, right? Shopping mall. Similar to that, our role as a SOC analyst doing this example, these are the very big screen and we are continuously monitoring. What is your firewall have detected something suspicious? What is proxy detected? What is your user have downloaded some malware here? The guys here, right? 10, 15 or depends on organization size, 5, 10, 15 SOC analysts working here and monitoring this continuously. And if something suspicious detected on one of the user, going and checking that, investigating that. How this monitoring happens in cybersecurity? Using this particular tool. It's called as
They
security
need a SIM tool.
information event management. Correct. This tool, whatever you have your organization right here, everything will be captured here. Example, you have the security logs, you have the data, you have the antivirus example here, you have the log points, you have the packages, you have the applications, whatever you have, everything will be collected here. Example here, example, your website, your email server, your DNS, your DSCP, your application server, database server, your every system information are will be here as a SIM. And everything. What you're generally, when you're saying I am monitoring and protecting all my organizations, ultimately you are monitoring, directly monitoring this, but you are indirectly monitoring this using this particular tool. You are here, sitting here in the war room called as Security Operations Center room, and it's monitoring this particular tools, and tool are helping you to understanding what happening here, what happening here. Next slide like this. Here, this is the particular tools are collecting your router logs, your switch log, collecting your firewall log, collecting your IPS log, your antivirus log, collecting your application log, collecting your website log. All these logs are collected here, and your security teams are like seated here as a SOC teams, analysts are just monitoring this particular tool. And indirectly, I answer is that whole organizations are meant to monitor by this particular tool. You don't require, example, you have the 2 lakhs employee, how many users receive phishing email, they clicked or not. Using these simple tools, 5 to 10 analysts or 15, 20 analysts, depending on organization size, are sufficient to monitor because they're just monitoring this. These tools are critical for security operation or for cyber security. And you will be getting hands-on experience for 4 whole hour course for this particular tool, because indirectly you are collecting all the information here. Got it? You are seated here. You got to the access of this monitoring, and you're continuously monitoring this. And if you see here, right, these are the very smart and interesting people here, right? Seated here, working here, right? Even there are some companies, example, you are auditor or you are, example, security consultant. Some companies, they are not allowing to enter you into this particular room. Your organization employee cannot directly come and access here directly here. Why? Because this is a very critical information for your organization, are only SOC teams are allowing here. So here, lot of screen you can see. There are many teams, right? The companies like other employees, they want to see, hey, how your SOC operation are looking, because we understand that our SOC are built like the thousands of dollar or like the millions of dollars they have invested for this particular technology. We want to understand, we want to just look for that, how they're looking, but they're not allowing entry here. Why? Because it is very, very critical for organization, and only operations teams will be getting here. And therefore, when I said it is interesting jobs, right? Because of this, you go do your research on Google, right? Or use the ChatGPT or AI about the SOC analyst, their interest, how this challenging role of that stuff. You will get the answer for that, right? There are like the many articles you can read on that. Okay. So for time being, right, we have the less times because we understand what is cyber security, what are the jobs are important, like available there. What is your role here, right? To simplify it for it, to simplify that, protecting your organization's different cyber attacks, that is your role. And this role have the more opportunities in market. And everything about that you are learning in this particular 2 months course. That is our responsibility. And this is a sample CV for that particular role. So what we mentioned here, example, if you go, we open this particular website. They mention you have to handle which incident?
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, Prof. Sorry to cut you short, but it's like almost 3 hours. So we should ask like, how is the class gonna be taking place? How much is it gonna spend? Because it's like 8 something over here. We need to get some things done. It's 3 hours already. So I don't know if you could just tell us like, how much the course is gonna take place
Correct.
and
Yes,
how
yes.
the
Yeah.
classes is gonna, yeah,
Right, yeah,
please.
yeah. So I will not take much times, right? Because we already understand most of the stuffs. We will just going like we'll take another 5 minutes to describe about the course one, right? So because this is the part of our course that we discuss, right? So example, if you see our slides are finished. Okay. So I just want to show you this is the sample CV, right? So I will be sharing this. I will ask our admin teams to share this sample CV with you. Okay, all the participants, right? You can review the sample CV, understand, make your research and get to know that is this particular role have opportunities in your country, your location, your city or not. If it is not, don't apply for jobs. If it is there, you are learning all these stuff there. Then. Okay, that is the first thing, right? Okay, all the parts we are already learning in practicals. Every task here, whatever the mention here, right? We will doing it as a practical. That is our tops. These are the tools are already covered here. EDR for endpoint security. Firewall is for network security. This is for email security. This is for, again, this is for user browsing activity, protect user browser activity. This is for web application security. Antivirus, again, right? This is for endpoint security. IDS IPS for network security. So we are covering 4 important domains that are critical for organizations. What are that 4 domains? Network security, all the network related attacks. Any traffic is coming to it is called as network traffics. That is, we will be learning here. Another is email security. Organization are very important for email because email is using as official communication. Later, endpoint security. And last one is web application security. Okay, now go and
No, are you saying that those are the main domains that we will learn, or?
yes, example, this organization are you maybe your workstation or this example server. Maybe the server you created in your on-premises, in your data center, or maybe in where? In cloud. Okay.
So
This
that's it.
user
Yeah.
accessing the computer, right? You given the physical computer to them, or maybe you have created one instance in the cloud. Your website hosted in on-premises in server or it in the cloud, no matter for a SOC analyst, where it is deployed. Because your role is here, whatever you protecting your IT infrastructure, your server can be in the cloud. What is cloud services? Cloud is just providing you the IT infrastructure, right? You don't need to get your physical server. They are providing you your server. You can install your software and you can use the software. If it is a physical organization like this, like your data center, you said, I purchase this particular software and an example computer, and I'm installing the software. No problem for cloud. Therefore, we are covering on-premises and cloud security in our course. There is no difference for this because we are not only handling the on-premises alerts, all cyber attacks we will be handling. So therefore, any traffic, it can be coming to your on-premises or coming to your cloud. It does network traffic. So therefore, we are covering network security. DDoS attacks or email attacks, all the different attacks will be happen, right? That's called as network attack. We will be covering that. Email security. What is email security? Email will like communications will generally happen, right? So email need to be protected. So we'll be having the email communication. Endpoint security. Endpoint can be your computer, or it can be server. Your server, it can be your on-premises or in the cloud, protecting your endpoint. That is coming here endpoint. Web application. If you have the applications, mostly that application is standalone application or web application. That is we are covering here. That means any software in your organization, if it is hacked and cyber attacks happen, any your workstation or server or even your router or switches network is happen, all are covered here. And these are the main domains. Some companies said like cloud security. But again, if you are using cloud may have the endpoint, they have the servers. The servers are coming here.
So this cloud security, would try and touch a bit. This cloud security. I'm a little bit
Cloud
interested
means
in this too.
that I'm saying, okay, example, this is your company data center. Okay, you are not using cloud security, right? So these are the 4 functions for you. Okay. Your company said, I don't want my own server here, my own database, like data server here. I want to use cloud. Again, cloud is like AWS have their own data center like this, and you are accessing their server. Again, this we call it as cloud security. Okay, but again, where is the
Prof,
server installed? What is my question? Where is the server? It's covering on premises or on in the cloud. We doesn't care about that. We are covering everything. Therefore, cloud security is also part of our training. I'm talking about that.
all right. So, Prof, with the cloud security, are we using Azure or AWS?
You said that we are not too focused on cloud security. Those are the things we are using: email analysis, network security, email security, endpoint security, or application security.
No, no. What I'm talking about, example is DNS server, example email server you have. Now, what companies are generally using? They're not using, example, this on-premises email service. What they're generally using? They're using Office 365, Azure for email services. Now, what I said, hey,
Okay.
you have your own email server or you have the Outlook or Azure or Google server, we doesn't care about that. Our role here is to protect everything. Therefore, what I'm saying, we're not focusing on AWS or Azure or Google. Protect, we want to protect. Messages are on. Therefore, what we generally do, example, server, put it in all cloud. It is in cloud. If it is in cloud, again, what cloud are generally doing? Sending this cloud log to where? In SIM. I will explain this shortly. Okay. To clear your doubt. Example, what happened? This is your organization. So there are some server, you have some server here, okay? In your own data center. This is the example, your data center in where you have the data center in the example in USA. Okay, USA. Okay. Now what happened? Your company said, hey, I also want some services from where? From Azure. From AWS. Where what I will generally use, I am using their services for what? I just want to install one software there or like some server from there or some applications only I want to use. What we are generally doing? Our role here is not only protecting this, but also wherever your IT infrastructure. Because when you are using cloud, why you are using cloud? You are using cloud for installing your applications. Not in your computer, but in the cloud infrastructure. What you are generally doing? We will have the SOC, for example, SIM tools. The SIM tool collecting the logs from here and also from here. And you are protecting both your on-premises and also in the cloud. That I'm talking about. We're not focusing on only cloud or only on-premises. We are focusing on IT infrastructure, IT assets. IT asset can be in the cloud or it can be on the where it can be in the on-premises. Okay. So later, when our training will be started, this will be more clear for you. What is cloud? What is on-premises? What is workstation? What is server? We are covering everything. Okay. Coming back for PhD, right? I will be telling what is the syllabus, right? Then you will get more idea about it. Example, our syllabus. What we are covering here, right? 2 months, like here, not 2 months. We have modified this, right? So 2 months, the training is generally will be there. Okay. What we are generally covering? Who can apply? These people that can apply for this our training. Technical support people or the pressure, they don't have the IT background or non-IT background, doesn't
I,
college
I
students,
just wanted to
freshers,
ask,
any domains people
am
can apply for our job.
I audible?
Please mute. Wait, please mute. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
I just wanted to ask him, like, is this only a level one or we have to complete it? With certification is only we have to do, or we have a level also in the certification?
I never understand your question. Okay, maybe once I cover this particular topic, right? Later you ask the questions. Okay, your voice was just breaking. Okay.
She's
Anyone?
asking if we need certifications like maybe C++ or S++.
Okay, no worries. We are later, once we discuss the syllabus, right? We will be discussing this particulars where certification already mentioned. So I will cover this later, right? After 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. But first we will discuss the syllabus. Who can apply? Okay, so these people can apply here. If you have any undergraduate or graduate or professional, right, from any background, we are covering everything because we will be covering from scratch with hands-on experience. What domain we are covering? What we are covering? We are covering networking fundamentals. Why network fundamentals are important? Because when you are understanding cyber security, first you should have to be understand how your computer work. Because where is our network diagram? First, you should have to be example. This computer you want to be protected. When you can protect this particular computer, how this computer will be hacked? Because hacker will hacking this particular computer. Why? Because you know that how to use how this particular computer are generally used and what are the vulnerability are there. So similar to hackers, you should also know as a cyber security person or analyst how this function PC are working. So therefore, you will require computer fundamental knowledge. How your computer are generally created, what is RAM, what is ROM, what is the CPU, what is the keyboard, mouse. That's called as computer fundamentals. Second, when you have the computer, you install operating systems. You should have to be understanding of operating system knowledge. What is operating system? How to install the software and how to uninstall the software. That knowledge is required because when we say the software, hacker also sending one software to you that called as malware. Ransomware can. So if you know the legitimate software, you can also understand how the malware software was done. So you will require that knowledge. So we are covering that. So we call it as a computer fundamentals. How your computer is work. That is understanding knowledge is required for you. Second knowledge is that when the cyber attacker are performing attack to you, the attack is complete first coming to your router. Just where what the diagram example here. First, attack will happen on the router. It going to the switch. Then it going to the example firewall router, all these stuff on here. Therefore, what you should have to understand what is router, what is the switch, how your organization's IT infrastructure are created, how work server is working. Knowledge is required. How this network is generally working, how this one computer can communicate with other computers, that's called as networking. And therefore, we are covering network fundamental knowledge. Later, we are covering security knowledge, cryptographic. We are covering SIMs that we already discussed sometimes. We're discussing network security, we're discussing malware analysis, endpoint security, web applications, incident response, threat hunting, threat intelligence. All these are the domains are already will be covered. Okay, so I will not go into details. Everything will be here. We will be covering the syllabus for you, right? You can refer.
Ethical hacking as well. We will know how to ethically hack, or we will just no idea about it.
Yeah, for ethical hacking, fundamental knowledge of ethical hacking. What is ethical hacking? What is the how ethical hacking will be performed? Which are the tools are generally used by the ethical hackers? That knowledge are we will be covered. How to hack the system that we are not covering, but how they are performing, which tool are they are covering? We are talking about that.
Okay, how they hack? Yeah, okay, clear.
How they hacked? General knowledge, right? The fundamental knowledge what they require.
Okay.
Example, when we are talking about network fundamental, we are not covering CCNA. How to configure your router, how to configure switches. That is not our part. What is our role? Just need to be understand what is router, how it is working, how switch, how it is generally working. That is sufficient for cyber security analyst. Okay,
some companies, we'll discuss what's sufficient for us.
Yeah, some companies they're not talking about this fundamental knowledge. They directly started cyber security. So if you don't have any IT background, you will not understand cyber security because your role is here to protect. If you want protect, you want to first you have to understand that, then you can protect that. So therefore, we cover this later in the specific domains. What we are specifically covering, example, network like the network fundamentals. What we're covering this particular topic. What is network computers? What are the different types of network? What is OSI layer? What are the example routers switches are there? What are the different IP like IP addresses, port numbers? These are the general information that is really required for us is for security that we are covering. Cryptography, we are covering this thing, right? So these are the details information about each and every domain that we are covering. You can go that and learn that more more details way what we're generally covering. So to just summarize the things, if you're looking the SOC analyst jobs, example, you want to start with cyber security and you want the more opportunities, then you are applying for SOC analyst jobs. Okay, you can trust on us. That is our responsibility to get you the jobs if you are serious.
You said it's your
And
responsibility
the
to get out the jobs, right? If you're serious.
Correct, yes. Because whatever is required for as a job for you, right, is out our responsibility. Therefore, we have designed the search course way, right, from the scratch to the master, right, to the 5-year experience. If you are following our trainings, all the programs step by steps, you are practicing everything's one, right? Your CV was good. Like we will be creating your CV. We are giving you the knowledge. We are taking your mock interviews to get you the confidence to handle the real times the jobs, right, to demonstrate your experience. And if you have everything, it is very easy for you to the gaps. Therefore we are saying it is our responsibility. But when again, if you are following everything, our trainings,
Sure.
so whatever I just describe you. Second thing, this is the this is the syllabus, whatever the syllabus we are covering, and this is the sample CV that we are covering.
Sure.
If you want to make research, I do have any jobs in your local market for this particular job responsibilities, you can go. And if analyst, you have this much of knowledge, you really getting the job, you can make your research. Our understanding, our experience, yes, you are getting that because we are giving the jobs to many our students.
And you also said that you have partnerships with companies who already always want cyber security analysts. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. So what we're generally doing, right? Later, once we have completed our training, the training is covering what, and we will just summarize in the simple format. Okay. What we're covering, all the technical knowledge that will give required for SOC analyst, right? That is the first task. The second task, what we have generally done, CV preparation or resume preparation. The simply
CV
for
preparation.
right?
SOC
Okay.
analyst resume.
Yes. Okay, that we have already created example. Later, what
Okay,
we
so
generally
that's
doing,
great.
preparation. Later, mock interview, mock like SOC, mock interview. What is mock interview? I will ask you,
Mock-
once our training is completed, your CV is created, we have taken SOC. What is this preparation means? Now here, all the technical knowledge, whatever is required, we already have given. We created your sample CV like this, example like this. Okay. Later, I will be covering here what are the questions will be asked for the training. Example, if you see, all these questions we will be discussing. Example, when the recruiter is calling you, right? So you want to understand your profile first. So you will be calling, hey, introduce about yourself first. Where your company is working, what is your position name, what is the roles and responsibilities that you are handling, how many experience you have, what is your CTC, all these questions, right? Example, when you apply for jobs, here, once you prepare, we will be taking the SOC interview preparations one. Later, I will be demonstrating you how to apply for the jobs on which particular role, like for example, which particular platform. Okay, when you receive the call, we will be asking these particular questions to you, right? Recruiter and then technical team. All that questions will be covered here in the preparation one. Once that everything is covered, again, a very important thing is that you should have to be experience of giving the SOC, like SOC real-time experience. Because sometimes if you don't have the experience, you may be like panic, right? In the real times. So for that, to get this experience, we will be scheduling your mock interviews. So you will be giving the individual mock interview to me. I will ask the real time questions. If you already know that, you can answer. That session will be recorded. And if you answer the example, the first question I ask you in the interview preparation, I already have mentioned you how to answer this particular questions. All these questions I will answer. How do you have to answer in the real times? You already given the recorded sessions with you. Later, when you're giving the mock interview, similar questions I will be asking you in the real time. Hey, can you please help me to introduce yourself? You explain that, but I thought, no, this is not the correct way, or this like improvement is required. In the real time, in the mock interview, I suggested that, hey, you explain in the good way, but this is the improvement is required. You explain what is SIM, but it's also need to be importance to be added this particular 2 point into that. I am also adding that particular point. This recorded session I am sharing with you. Then what this recorded session, what I'm asking you, hey, how you talked, listen this properly, because it will help you to improve your communication. Second things, how was your gesture when you on your like on your video? Are is like a good, or is any improvement is required for yours? You just need to understand yourself, right? Analyze your own
Communication
activities.
behavior.
Exact. Sorry, yeah. The good word is communications, your style, right? Later, when you're answering the questions, what is expected and how you have answered, you have that recorded session, right? So you can map that, and it's very important, right? This strategy is very, very important, and it improves a lot of the people's, our previous students, right? The confidence, and they get the jobs very easily. This particular strategy. So similar, we'll be applying for this, right? Like mock interview. So one mock interviews happen, I share my feedback. Hey, this is important for you. You schedule second mock interview with me. You improve. Example, I suggested 10 points to you improve. When the second mock interview came, you said, hey, I thought, hey, I last time I asked you 10 questions, but I think you improve for only 8. There are some 2 are only pending. Later I said, again, give the mock interviews for second times, third point, 4 point, 5 times. I can take a number of mock interviews for you. Once I like to, now you are ready as like to demonstrate a 5-year experience or 2-year experience to all your SOC analysts. Now go and apply for jobs. Later, we will be sharing the job opportunities with our partners, and also with the real times in the your local market, right? The both have the good, we have the both options. Even our organization can also hire you if it is you have the job opportunities, right? We will be asking, hey, we have the job opportunity. Are you interested? We will be sharing that with you. And we have designed this particular searchway course, right? So therefore, we are not only working with example like we are not only a training provider company. We are providing software like cybersecurity services. So I'm opening our website, right? You can visit the website. These are organizations, right? Providing the IT services and cybersecurity defense services. Top operation services are provided, different cybersecurity services. Okay. The second services we are providing to the companies are helping to hiring their peoples. Because some companies, right, new company, they don't have cybersecurity program, so they want to hire the people. So they don't have the people to hire. We are helping to them. So when we are hiring them, right? What they suggested, example, we have the less budget. We want to hire the people, but problem here is we cannot train them. So you help us to train the people. So what happened? There are a lot of the companies, right, or partners hiring the people that we already have trained. So from this particular trainings program, right, once it is like the done, we're sharing their resource, like their CVs with the partners with, right, and they're happy to hire them. Why? Because we have designed this particular course, right, in a such way that everything is already covering there. So you can directly go and apply for jobs and directly handle in the responsibility with the confidence, with 5-year experience. So that is the beauty of this particular the programs. I will be stopped here, okay? Most of the stuff are we already have discussed, right? If anyone have any further questions, right? Example, some specific questions related to today, we can discuss 5 minutes about any, if you have any questions. Later, if you have any specific questions, right, you can directly contact on this on WhatsApp. We will answer your question on WhatsApp here. This is the WhatsApp number, right, for you. You can contact here. You will get all the details, right? What you have to generally do, right? You already have like mention your interest. Later, if you're really interested, right, you want to be apply for the jobs, right? You just ping on this particular email or on this particular number here. We will be sharing how you can like take the admission steps, right? So we will like guide you on the WhatsApp and as well also on the email. We will send you on the email. It will have all the options here, right? How you can pay the fees. So the fees for this one, right? Okay, I think that point is like the remaining. So for Indian student, right, fees is 15,000, 15K. Okay, and for other students, right, if you're like other region, right, the USD is $200. Okay, how you can pay that? Example, if you are unable to pay this in single time, you can pay in the installment. You can pay this particular fees in 2 installment. Initially, when you want to take the admissions, you can pay some amount. Okay, example here, you don't have example 100, you can pay example initially you pay example $50 and later you're paying the remaining one. Here example similar things. You can pay example 5,000 or 7,000 and later you can pay the remaining. No problem for that. If some persons, there are some students, like say some students who are coming, you really don't have money, you just do the registration from the any amount. You can pay the fees when you get the jobs later. That is also like the options, but it's not for all the students, right? Everyone is like doing the same things too. But there's some people we don't have the trust on you. Whatever you mentioned, we really get in the jobs or not? Then I said yes. Once you get the jobs, you can pay for them because we are confident our trainings. The only important thing is you should be serious for next 2 months. If you are serious, it is our responsibility to get you the jobs.
How do we
Once
know
you get
if
the jobs? Yeah, once you get the jobs, we are providing the mentorships. Also, once you get the jobs, if you have any problem in the real-time environment, right, you require an assistance, you can contact on this like on calls. Later, you want to do the advancement after 6 months or 1 year, you got jobs, you work there, you want to do apply for another jobs, you can contact us free of cost anytime. We will help you for that. So lifelong mentorships for cyber security, right? We will be providing. Okay, yes. So I will be stopped here. If you have any questions, right, we can just discuss for 5-10 minutes.
yeah, my last question was how would the timing looking like during the week, the timing of the sessions and on the
The
weekend?
schedule. The schedule.
Okay, and again, very important question, right? I forget about that. I think, do we have that one? Okay. Time for here, right? Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Saturday and Sunday. What
So
time?
Saturday,
The
Sunday.
Indian time is 5 to 8 p.m. US time is the US have multiple 2 regions, right? EST and EST, right? So the EST time is EST 7 p.m. Okay. For Europe region, I am talking about GMT time, right? Or okay, so the GMT for UK example, mentioning USA, right? So I think there was some difference, time difference in UK, right? UK and other countries, right? 5 hours.
Yeah, UK is like 1 hour later
Okay, yeah,
from Eastern Europe.
right, yeah. So the what was the times for this? For the UK time is I think
12 p.m. UK time, which means 1 p.m. Polish time, Eastern Europe time.
Prof, look at the US time. You're saying, is it 7 p.m. or 7 a.m.?
PM CT.
This sorry, AM.
AM.
Thanks for
Yeah.
correcting this. That's good.
So it's
Yeah.
only Saturday and Sundays?
Sorry?
Only Saturdays and Sundays?
Only Saturday, Sunday, correct? Yes. The only Saturday, Sunday we are covering, okay. And later for between the weeks, right? Because we're taking 3 hours Saturday and 300 Sundays, right? So weekly we are covering 6 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very important is what we suggested that this is a practical session, right? Whatever we cover here, right? We are providing the recordings to you. All the
Okay.
recording, you join or not join, sometimes you are unable to join. We are providing you there that particular recordings. And what your work here between that particular week, you have the time to practice yourselves. Because how much you will be practicing, that will be helping you to gain your experience. And you have to show this in your interview, right? You have the skill and experience, demonstration for that. So therefore, we are not doing this on a daily basis.
What
Yeah.
about the note?
Sorry?
The slide, the note. Are you guys gonna send us the note after each class?
Yeah, providing the note. Yeah, we are providing you the notes.
Prof, I think I missed out on the monetary part. Like you said, 200 US dollars, and I'm seeing something down like 75. I don't know. Sorry. Can you rephrase that again?
Part, like campaign installment.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was like
Zuri.
installment one. Okay. Okay. If example, you are unable to pay this in the one time on example, right? So you can pay in the installment. So first installment, you
Yeah.
want to do example $100 or $70 or whatever, right? You can pay. You start the admissions. You continues, and then later you can pay another like the remaining amount. That's
Yeah. She's rich. She can just pay 200. She's rich.
Don't try that thing. So, when can the class start? Like,
we will be starting from next Saturday. Yeah, the coming Saturday is on winter. What time? So that okay. If I'm looking,
So, yeah, sure. For this question, I want to ask, how long is the class gonna be? The duration.
sorry,
How long?
how
The
long?
duration.
Okay, the
Yes,
duration
how
is
long?
exact 2 months, right? So
3 months?
intensive sprint, right? We are starting on here. If you see the 13th of
Saturday, yeah.
yeah, so we will be starting here on
Friday.
13th
Sunday.
Jan, right? Oh, sorry, it is not Sunday, right? It is Saturday.
it's correct. It's Saturday, 13.
It's
Saturday,
Saturday.
yeah,
It's
right.
Saturday.
Yeah, it
Saturday.
is Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
So we will be
Yeah.
starting on Saturday, like right, 13th of
Mm.
start. Next Saturday, okay,
Mm.
2023. After
Mm.
exactly when we will be finishing.
2024.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Okay, we started 24. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. So we will be finishing here. Example, we'll try to we'll exactly finish here on 16th here, 3 on 9. 3 here. Where was
We'll
that?
be
17th.
finishing on the 17th of March. Okay.
Yeah, we will finish
Just
this
gonna type it
particular course
down.
on 17th of March.
Oh, man.
हेलो सर
Okay.
हेलो
Yes.
सर मैं इंडिया से हूँ और मुझे हिंदी में क्लासेस चाहिए तो कुछ हो सकता है
Hindi mein, you will not get in Hindi. Maybe you later you contact me, right? Okay, we will discuss this
ओके
point. Okay.
ओके ओके
Yeah,
ओके
because what I will suggest, right? Don't go with the local languages because problem what happen when we'll be going for interview and when you're doing this job, right? You will English is required for that.
ओके ओके सर
So
ओके
even if you go with the local language, right, to complete in the trainings, later you have to give the like interview, right, in the English because you will not get in the local language the jobs. I'm only
ओके
talking about this question answer, right, is only related to the India because some companies, example, right, in the Poland, you have the own local language, you will get the jobs, no problem for that. For any other countries, one, right? I'm talking about only for India. Okay.
Yeah, and just one last thing, if you don't mind me asking, three. If we'd be having any troubles in between, like if I'm gonna be traveling somewhere here and there for any business reason or whatsoever, would it be possible to just, like to have would there be some tasks or something so that I must watch the recording and then reflect on that? Like I'm talking about the attendance part.
Yeah, okay, no worries. For example, we're starting from here, right? So every time 1 hour session was finished, right? You will receive the recordings. We are not tracking if you join or not join, right? We are sharing with the everyone because why? These are the technical sessions. You just
True.
understand one time, right? But later you have to be practice yourselves. Example like this. When I just explain this, like how to search for
Yeah.
this, but later you have to be search for yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the recordings or every session will have in itself the software that we will be able to practice through, right? That we will be able to open in the practice. No?
Yeah, so
Or
for that, okay, yes, we'll not require any specific software,
Yeah.
right? All the are the free softwares we're generally using, right? For this, we're using the Splunk, the only one the tools we'll be generally using for this one. You just require your like computer or desktop or like the PCs for practice for this. No, any other like
okay.
all the tools or everything will be covered in the sessions. How to download from where, how to install, how to configure, everything will be covering here, right? And then searching everything here. So no worries for that. So coming back to your questions, example, you are unable to attend, you will have the recordings. So example, you are
Perfect.
unable to join the next Saturday. We share the recordings with you. When you watch the recordings, you have some questions, right? You have some doubts in that. Next, when you join the next class, you're asking that
Ask.
questions. Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
I
Okay.
watched
Will
this
there be
particular
any
recordings.
platform?
Yeah,
Yeah.
example, or maybe when I'm doing the practice, I got this particular error or I got this particular questions. Can you please help me? So we will be have the live sessions, right? So we will be covering that in live sessions. Yeah.
No
So no worries
problem.
there.
Thank you very much for your generous answer. I appreciate that. Last thing, would there be any software that would require payment subscriptions or for us to pay for to use, like Splunk Enterprise or like
I don't think
others?
so.
Or
No, you have to pay nothing. Okay.
okay,
All the
perfect, clear.
softwares that we are using, right, that are free of cost. Okay. So
Oh,
you need to
thank
be
you.
to spend anything. The second thing, someone have asked about the certifications, right? Because you got particular experience, like example, skills, right? But in cyber security, how you companies know that, how recruiter know that you really have the knowledge? Because when they schedule your interview, then they will asking the questions and they can demonstrate, you can demonstrate them. But before shortlisting your CV, right, they should know that you have the knowledge. They will be looking for the certification. So we will be providing you 5 to 6 different certifications, are free certifications. There are some additional certificates also there, right? So these certifications are sufficient for you to add in your CV, right? And this look like a very good. You don't require to go with any paid certification, example CH or CISSP or any other certification, paid certifications. So once our training is started, we will be sharing with you all this training. Like these are the free certification, right? The link of these particular certifications. What you can generally do, these are the 4 5 hour certifications. So you just go watch that particular the videos, right? And once you watch, they're giving the certifications, their certifications. That's okay. Another things, once you completed our trainings, you will be getting the completion certifications for our trainings one, right? So that is additional you will be received. You can add that in again here. Okay.
Okay.
Therefore, right, for you getting your jobs, if you pay our trainings, complete our trainings, you will not require any single amount or single dollars to spend on software to need to be installed or used or to do the certifications. You will not require any money after that.
Okay, clear. I just want to ask something related to the CV, just to imagine it a little bit. Regarding the position that we have there, okay, SOC analyst, when I have the CV, is our CV going to be identical to that? Or because I'm trying to understand how we're going to be able to merge this job title function with other jobs as well that we might have had, right? Like, for example, business development or IT, tech, whatever. Like, because this, what I see from the sample CV is already looks like, okay, this is clear to me, but it's for one position, SOC analyst, this company. So, and below are the responsibilities. Are we going to be able to know how to merge, how to integrate our previous positions as well to this, or what?
That's the good question. Yes. Okay. So example, what happened when we have this particular sessions? Which sessions? This mock interview sessions, right? And CV builds these stuffs, right? Because this will be well generally doing this year. Okay.
Okay,
What
yeah.
happened? I will be connecting with every student, right? Because it's not like I just have shared this simple share with you, right? And you just add your names, your company names, all these details. No. Example, you already have some previous experience, right? Here, how to demonstrate that, right? How to create that? We will be connecting separate, and I will help you to build your CV in a such way that, right?
Okay,
So this is like
perfect.
a
Okay.
individual service from our side, right? To build your service, like your CV. Customization, everything is required, right? So first I will understand when your education is completed, what your work will understand everything is, and then we'll prepare your CV. Okay.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. All
Okay.
right then. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Okay. Yes. So if we will take another 2 minutes. Anyone have any the other questions?
Prof, please, we should ask
Madam,
like the
madam.
payment
Okay, she's
method.
there.
Okay, one by
We should
one.
ask about the payment method, like how are we going to pay and what the eligibility for the first class? Is it that only those who first give like the first installment that are eligible to take the class on the 13th? And how can we pay?
Yeah, okay. So
That's a
we
good
have the
question.
1 week, right? You got to understand, okay, all the clarification we got. If anyone have any additional questions about the course or any stuff that is not covered here, you can ask, ask on the WhatsApp, right? We can communicate and we will solve that questions. Later we
Yeah,
have the 1
yeah,
week, right?
yeah, so she's right because some of us you got paid by after 2 weeks. US still pay, not like every week. So that's the question. I think it's a good question.
Okay, no, that I'm covering. Okay, so what I'm suggesting, right? Okay, you can, if you want to see the technical style, right? How this technical style you like want to do, we can we can give the example next Saturday, Sunday, right? There will be no any requirement, right? If you are want to be checked that how the class is there, how the style of the teaching of the teacher, right? The trainer. So you can join the next Saturday, Sunday class free. Okay. Later you can take your decision. No problem for that.
You will be our
Okay,
trainer, three, right?
I will be your
yeah,
trainer. Yes.
you will. Answer how we're gonna start, like how what method we're gonna communicate with you guys.
Using the WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp is the direct communications one, right? If, for example, you talk with me
Okay,
or
okay,
your
okay.
admin, that
I
will be
got
direct.
I got a WhatsApp. I got a WhatsApp. It's okay.
Oh, WhatsApp number. Okay. So this is the WhatsApp number. Okay. Please, everyone,
Yeah,
right?
I already got it.
Note down this particular number. Okay. Or maybe I will ask our admin, right, to put this number into the chat box. So everyone will get that number, right? Email and number.
Yeah.
So these are the contacts directly details, right? You can directly ask these questions. Later you confirm that I really want to take the admissions one, right? We'll share the details, right? For you taking the admissions and paying the like paying options. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So later once you like we'll share that details with the later one. Okay. Again, you will receive if you're interested that I want to be like join the trainings. Okay, but you never pay the fees. No problems. We will share the links with you on the like next Saturday Sunday links. Right. The next the first and session first and second session links will be shared with everyone. No problem for that. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So I think so we already have like the time
4
is already there,
hours.
right? Yeah, almost like 4 hours. Okay, so the target is like to complete 3 hours. Okay, but thank you very much for everyone join. There are some maybe some you may have like additional questions, right? So we're happy to answer all your questions one, right? So you can connect us on the WhatsApp and we'll share that all the questions once. Yeah, I think Nilesh has some questions, right? You maybe like asking some questions, right? You didn't get the times. Nilesh, do you have any question? Yeah.
No. It's clear.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what about the report writing, likely daily report, weekly report, monthly? Yes, everything will be covered here. Yes. The report, what are the reports, how to download the reports, how to create reports, that is also part of the course. Yeah.
Okay. There will be would there be also any no PDF like presentation or slides needed to know that after the session, or not really like any material, handy material, or we will not need that?
Yeah, we're creating like the PPT presentations. Later, when you handle the DDoS attack example, so we have to create the incident report for that. So how to create
Yeah.
that is part of trainings. So everything you will be learning.
Yeah, but so we will have like a material like PPTX
Yeah,
material.
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So every time, just like this is the PPT presentation like that I shared today, right? The similar thing, our training session also have the same thing. So once our training session is finished, right, we will receive the recording and as well as that particular day PPT sessions for your reference notes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what would you advise us to do now until we start next week?
No worries. Okay. We will be starting from scratch, right? So you can just enjoy this particular weeks. Later, once we will be started, right, we'll share the resource and then we can start. Yeah. So if anyone is interested, maybe you can look for the computer fundamentals and networking if you want to be go with the details one. Yeah, for this week.
Yeah. Will we get the recording of this session also on
Yeah,
YouTube?
yes, we are putting this on YouTube, right? So anyone will you will also receive the
Because I
links of the YouTube one,
one
right?
of my friend, he wasn't joined today, so that's the reason I ask.
Sure, no
Fine.
problem. So we are uploading this to YouTube, so anyone can directly watch from that. No problem. We can share this with anyone. Yeah, okay. Oh. I think we can stop here. You connect for your any questions. You already have like we already have put your email address and WhatsApp right number here. If any further questions, and happy to connect with the everyone's. Thanks for joining, and I think we can see you soon for for next week. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You have been very kind, you have been very nice, and you have been very, very generous. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your feedback. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, bye.